dress like a pro.
And now, please remain standing for tonight's anthem.
Back here at Amway Arena in Orlando, Florida for tonight's MISL Game of the Week, the Orlando Sharks, the Philadelphia KiXX. Before we get to that, it's time first for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets break clear, the bombs bursting in gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It's the KiXX and the Sharks tonight here at Amway Arena as Orlando looks for their second win in franchise history after getting the first one against California last weekend. The Sharks 1-16, Philadelphia 7-10 for the MISL Game of the Week here tonight on Fox Soccer Channel along with Doc Holliday. I'm Al Pawlowski, and Doc, boy, a big win for Orlando last week, and it's nice to get that first one. Now maybe at least a little bit of pressure off the club and they can play soccer now.
They were feeling the heat, and a lot of it was youth, inexperience, and they were scared. And when you're an expansion team, your first 10 games, it's like you're an orphan, okay? But you weren't really an orphan. You were like the Penguin on Batman. You just kind of got dropped in the water, and your family took off on you. So there were self-esteem issues that Coach Jake Dancy has done a great job on. But they also missed the one key part of this team. They've got great guys. They've got guys that have become heartthrobs. JP is what they call him here. Number 7, they love him. But they drafted Boney, number 18, out of Philadelphia. And this is what he did. He said, nah, I'd rather retire and stay in Philly. Well, that didn't take too long. And now they have an intimidating presence. And instead of being scared to kick the ball and try for the goals, they now move the ball in. That's how they came up with that win last week.
All right, let's check the lineups for the Orlando Sharks. The 16 players that they have dressed. You saw the first few. Here's the rest now, and there's Sean Boney, number 18, the target player for Orlando. He's going to be a key man tonight for the Sharks as they look for their second win. And for the Philadelphia KiXX, coached by Don DeAmber, the player coach, once again leading the club in scoring with 31 points this season, and Don DeAmber had a great year last year. There's Donnie, and here's his lineup card for tonight and the 16 players that he'll be dressed. Hobacker will dress the backup goalkeeper for Philadelphia. Sometimes coaches choose to go with just one keeper, but there's Hobacker, so he'll be ready to go. And now the rest of the lineup for the Philadelphia KiXX and who they have going as we get set for kickoff here tonight. There's the rest. Hobacker will actually be in goal tonight.
Well, Philly's got, they've got an interesting situation with their the player coach and who actually is the coach, because the fans don't know who to yell at. They yell at the guy in the suit, and he turns around and he goes, "I'm not the coach," and they want to go, "What are you doing in the suit?"
He's the assistant, right? Sammy Lee, you're talking about.
Right, and he's actually a very nice guy, and a lot of teams that did well last year, the expansion draft really sucked a lot of talent out of these teams.
So we're about set for kickoff here tonight. Philadelphia, the traveling team in white. Orlando, the home team in black. On the Fox Soccer Channel MISL Game of the Week. Here live from Amway Arena in Orlando, Florida. Don DeAmber will start things off. And now they blew the whistle here. But on the far goal to our left, they're retaping down the goal line behind keeper Paul Nagy. Orlando. There they are.
I have to be honest with you.
They almost started the game with them on the field. That'd have been interesting.
I've seen stranger things happen in the first year, but it's a great spirit down there. The turf here leaves a lot to be desired. You can simply walk down there pregame, and you can hurt yourself.
Well, that's not hard to do, though.
It's pretty. It's very chunky.
And they're took a funny bounce right there off the foot of Philadelphia's Tony Donatelli. A fan got a touch on a ball, and Orlando will now take it as they work left to right here in the first quarter. The Sharks, the first quarter has not been friendly to them this year, Doc. They want to get off to that good start and not go down 8 or 10 points. That's happened a lot so far this season.
The last time you were here, we were talking about the 20-8 game, and it was 12-0 in the first. That's because they weren't attacking. You can already see Boney's presence in the middle down there gives them more confidence to shoot the ball in. Now, he hasn't scored a lot this year, and a lot of that is because his legs are tired because he's been out half the year.
There's Big Sean with the touch back to Bill Sedgwick, the veteran who had 2 goals against California last weekend in the Orlando win. We'll get it to Valle. Valle will send it back out to Sedgwick in a reset. Gaston Pernilla. They'll wait for help. There's J.P. Rodriguez, the leading scorer for the Sharks this year with 27 points. The rookie in the MISL. Out of the back is the Sharks' leading scorer, but fine-looking young player and one of the fun players to have in this league. So now Hobecker knocks that one out unintentionally, and that'll give Philadelphia have to play defense here inside the penalty area as this one will come from the top of the arc for the Sharks.
You know, you wonder if it was unintentionally or he actually saw Boney standing there with Sharks running after him. He might have thought that was the best idea.
Cerrone pops that one up and out. Partial deflection, I believe. Yep, it's going to remain in Orlando's possession. Here in the second minute of indoor soccer, official Ron Corey will put the ball down. He and Tim Tima, the officials on the field tonight, wearing the light green tops. Sean Boney to trigger this one here. There's Pat Morris, the defender, trying to play this one, and it's knocked out. Orlando with Eric Vasquez, the new pickup. Oh, it's J.P. Rodriguez.
A little more aggression would help this team, just a little bit more. They're not playing as behind as they were or as backwards as they were. But before, I can give you a month ago, that ball would have been back to the goaltender already. That's a huge improvement in their play.
Boney wanted to turn. Morris knocked it away. Yeah, you're right. Going forward helps an awful lot. And Orlando's now starting slowly to come together. You could see it the last couple of weeks, and then they had the comeback win against the California Cougars. And in that one, they were down 11-2. A team that was 0-16 doesn't normally come back in any sport from an 11-2 deficit.
I hate to say any team takes another team lightly because then you're questioning their moxie. And I happen to like the California coach. He's a gentleman, and he treats his players, I think, with a lot of respect. But there was a little bit of overconfidence, and Orlando took advantage of it because every time they scored, as I was close to the field, they were all shaking their head like, how did that happen? Right, momentum. Orlando doesn't get much momentum.
John Barry Newsom will back pass that one to Sondre Namaski as Philadelphia tries to attack here in the early going. Jonathan Steele with it. He'll work on Santiago, his marker. Send the ball in front. Sedgwick, the veteran defender, knocks it away from John Barry Newsom. Anthony Santiago, the rookie from here in Florida. Barry Newsom on target, but Nagy gets the hands down. And we've seen Paul Nagy get a little bit more comfortable with the indoor game, and they're a pretty good outlet to Pottinger, but Drew Cobb knocks it away. But we've got a whistle and a hold called on Drew Cobb. So it'll be a restart for the Orlando Sharks back in midfield.
Don't be surprised to see a lot of back and forth between the coaches and the referees. One thing I've noticed about this game, all refs, in my opinion, have a very tough job. A lot of these guys, the first time they've ever reffed indoor soccer. And there's been controversies. Never cost them a game. It's never been anything like that. But there's always a lot of back and forth, a lot of questionable calls. And the fans here. And it's a spirited crowd. And it grows and grows and grows. Sometimes they don't exactly understand it. And it's good, you know, with a guy like you that knows this game. Because there are a lot of times they really need explanations.
Orlando Sharks, you know what that means.
Orlando to attack. It was a 2-minute penalty, by the way, on Drew Cobb. So the Sharks now on the power play, but they're the worst in the league, just 2 of 26 on power plays this year. And
now you see why.
Yeah, attacking shorthanded. There's Tom Myers coming out of there with it, but it's won back by the Sharks. Eric Vasquez will send it back to Nagy. And now coming ahead for the Sharks They'll try to run the power play. This is Vasquez again.
I was going to mention their power plays. It's nothing to get excited about so far this year.
Just 2 conversions in 26 attempts. This is Boney out top. The spinning shot and a good save there by Hovaker. Vasquez on target. He had Jerisilo back post as well, but covered up by Hovaker. With about 1:15 to go in the man advantage. I say about because here at this arena, it's the only one in the league that doesn't put the time left in the penalty on the scoreboard.
Well, in the year 2012, when you come back,
they'll have it up there. Okay,
it's being built.
So
specifically to put a clock.
Of it here. That would be nice. That would be nice. Look at Myers. He got behind the defense. Valle will catch up to him. Myers doesn't have any help here. And he'll backtrack. Pat Morris will kill some time with the back pass. As we take a look at that last attempt there. Meanwhile, up there on the left portion, the live view, that's Morris that got a shot in, but Nagy able to scoop it up. Now, about 45 seconds left in the Sharks' man advantage. They'll come ahead quickly with Chris Cerrone, the rookie from Bexley Heath, England. Send it over now to Drew Ducker. It's Rodriguez. Cerrone. Little chip shot just wide. Rodriguez will collect.
One thing on the power play, I think the biggest criticism, and I'm not a soccer coach or a player, but as a fan, they don't seem to get the best shots off.
Yeah, Rodriguez there from midfield. And when you have that man up, you like to work it for a good shot. It's obviously at least in the attack zone.
Well, they hit the glass a lot, and they don't have the vision on the open man. And if it was me, I'd have Boney the kicking machine during a penalty.
Well, Drew Kopp out, so the power play is over now as both teams back at full strength, and tripping there called against the Orlando Sharks. And the guilty party is going to be Chris Cerrone, his first personal foul. As you get a look at Drew Kopp, the veteran defender for the Philadelphia KiXX, the defending champs, who are in 7th place this year, a game behind 6th in the Major Indoor Soccer League. Top 6 will go to the playoffs as Philadelphia again wins the ball. But we're still scoreless here. And let's take a look at this one more time. Drew Kopp. Yeah, you think this is a non-contact sport?
Oh no, it's called football in other countries for a reason. You can see some collisions, but you also have to realize you see a lot of things that are inadvertent. My eyes, that didn't look penalty-wise.
Here's Aaron Susi, our pregame guest tonight. Susi trying to spin, knocked away. There's a handball by David Castellanos. That'll be his first personal foul.
You also made a great observation about the Orlando goalie. He's filling in on injury, and his first week, he really lacked a lot of confidence. And little by little and game by game, he's looking better. You got a guy getting off the field very slowly.
Gaston Pernia will head to the bench, but actually, no, he'll stay on there. He's heading towards the bench, but he'll stay on. Pernia, one of the tough veteran offenders for Orlando. JP Rodriguez will send it back to Nagy. The MISL rookie goalkeeper. To Pernia. Nagy with some pressure. Sedgwick making a run. For Boney, back for Sedgwick. Broken up well by Castellanos. Then a good slide tackle by Chris Williams. There's Valle in front, being grabbed by Hovaker, the native of Pasadena, Maryland. Able to pull it in. And now Philadelphia will once again attack as we played 6+ minutes in the first quarter scoreless. But Doc, that's good news for Orlando, as normally the other team has been off to good starts against them this year, but so far not here.
That's great news for Orlando. Last week they played to a scoreless first, and they got a standing ovation. The fans are just having
baby steps.
Baby steps, you know. And of course, some of the guys will give the other team a razzing. Hey, that's the first team that's never scored on the. You guys are the first team that have never scored, and that really gets them. It really gets them going. It's a spirited crowd, and you come back here in 5 years, it's going to be tough to get a seat.
D'Amber trying to turn. Great pass in the middle. Morris, toe poke just wide. Nagy scoops it up. But there are the veteran left footers, D'Amber and Morris, almost connected on a very pretty indoor soccer goal. Meanwhile, Orlando coming out running. Vasquez sent it to Jerisilo. Now Santiago's wide open. In front, Pottinger. Jerisilo tangled up with Donatelli, who stops Mickey from pulling the trigger. And now a reset for the Sharks. Santiago.
This is where Orlando has most of their problems. They got a lot of great ball handlers. They've got a lot of finesse guys. But aside from Boney, who really scares you when they're down there at that goal? And it's also playing off the caroms. You'd love to see him do that more. It's like arena football, right? You know, once the guys learn to play him off the net.
And Rodriguez bangs it off the crossbar from three-point range. Wow. Shoney's got a right foot as well as a left. They're almost equal. Rodriguez, boy. Orlando had said it on the last broadcast we did down here. Another 15 players like him, you've got an all-star team.
You do. You really do.
That's the problem.
But he was the only guy
him
for a very long time.
Yeah. Now the other players coming together as we've talked about, but J.P. Rodriguez, a very impressive players. We'll now take a look at that last attempt by Rodriguez on the shot. We'll keep the live action for you as well. Sedgwick will pull it out for Orlando. Here's a look now at that attempt. Wow. Shook the net when it hit the crossbar.
That's one of those where you go to the goalie now.
There's a steal and just high. Yeah, don't get cocky, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Ovaker, a good save there and a good outlet to Newsom. Trying to collect, can't do it. It's in the first row of stands here with 6:18 to play in the first quarter, and we have a timeout on the field as Orlando and Philadelphia still scoreless here in Amway Arena. And we'll take it to break for the first time tonight. The Sharks looking for their second win in franchise history. Philadelphia looking to get closer to 500 as they've entered at 7-10. We'll be back with more first quarter action coming up after this on the MISL Game of the Week right here on Fox Soccer Channel. Ruiz just high with the shot.
Tuesday, it's back-to-back action from the Barclays Premier League. Live, Arsenal host Newcastle. Cesc Fabregas and the mighty Gunners look to mop up the Magpies, battling to overcome adversity. Then, Bolton hosts Fulham with relegation implications. Both clubs are battling with their future at stake. Tuesday, Barclays Premier League on FSC.
This is California Action from Bakersfield, and you're watching the Fox Soccer Channel. Yeah!
9.
Sharks tonight. Thanks, Brian, and best of luck on the tour.
You know what it's like to be home at 11:30? It stinks.
Back here at Amway Arena, no score. Philadelphia, Orlando in the MISL Game of the Week. There's Jake Dancy talking it over with Anthony Santiago, his defender. Jake Dancy, of course, a defender in indoor soccer for quite some time, most notably with the Kansas City Attack / Comets.
You know, Jake's got a lot of indoor experience in many other crossover sports, too. He's got indoor experience with football. He's a vastly underrated coach because when you start 1-16, I guess somebody could ask Cam Cameron of the Miami Dolphins about that. Your true talents aren't appreciated, and Jake Dancy has a true way to get along with these players because he's the same age as these guys. That means a lot. And he doesn't have trouble yelling at him either.
I'm sure he doesn't. There's Boney, a dangerous spot, just banged one off Newsom there. Now Philadelphia's Jonathan Steele will settle it down. Get it back to Nigel Marples.
I think when you look at that play, that's what gets people frustrated because we remember the MVP Boney. People forget that he sat out half a year.
Foul there on Jonathan Steele as he hit Ducker hard from behind. Jonathan Steele with his first personal foul. No one in foul trouble yet. Of course, if you pick up 4 minor fouls here in the Major Indoor Soccer League, that'll get you an automatic blue card. It's 4 per half as we take another look at this play here. And Steele just sends Ducker down. Now Boney send it back out to Santiago. Boney.
See, people remember the Boney in Philly.
Arsenal flexion, Hovaker.
The Boney in Philly would have put a hole in the back of that net that close to it. He'll be all right.
Now Marples out of the back. It's Tom Myers stolen away. J.P. Rodriguez. Trying to knock it ahead for himself. He'll still go for it there with Marples. Marples having a dickens of a time getting out of the corner. Now a foul call on J.P. Rodriguez. That's his first personal foul tonight.
Just want the referees to know that you keep calling fouls on J.P. Rodriguez, the ladies will revolt.
That's what I hear.
He is. And you know what? That's great for the franchise. He's embarrassed by it, but it's great for the franchise.
No, he's not. He just acts embarrassed, I'm sure.
Well, he does a good job.
Now Susi and Santiago battling for it in the corner. Santiago, nice win there over to Drew Ducker. He has space, he'll take it for the Sharks. Now back off as Sandrina Maski caught up to him. Santiago. There's Nagy, left foot dominant keeper.
See, this is the kind of thing Coach Dancy is so happy to start seeing. Yeah, and I've heard him yell at him and preach. See these walls right here? The ball bounces off them. If you kick it into that wall, throw it into their sideline, who knows who's going to be there for you? That's how we've been getting scored against.
And we'll go to the scoreboard for you in just a moment. Peter Pappas, the goalkeeper for Philadelphia, out tonight. Injured his neck last week against Chicago. The Fox Soccer Channel game of the week. There's Baltimore-Philadelphia. Baltimore-Milwaukee, rather. Now the New Jersey Ironmen all over Monterey by a touchdown. Meanwhile, a steal by Valle. Pottinger. Valle wants to get a shot. There it is. Great save. Hovaker up and out.
Nice aggressive play. It didn't work out the way they had wanted, but they're putting shots on goal. All you got to do is keep kicking and keep kicking and keep kicking. It's like being in your favorite establishment. Ask enough girls out, you get a phone number, which sometimes you got to go get through 20 or 30.
Even you?
I'm in the hundreds some days.
There's a goal for Pottinger. Orlando on the board first with 3:52 to go in the first quarter. I was about to say Hovaker was looking every bit like Peter Pappas tonight, but right there, Tom Myers with a low ground burner, and it's good enough for the first tally of the night.
And look at the crowd, and you've got to love this. There was 25 people here on opening night, and if you get a chance, guys, one of the biggest mysteries of the universe, if you get a chance to scan over to where the Orlando Sharks are defending their goal, there's a group of guys that are wearing Minnesota Viking hats, and they swore to me they were dorsal fins for Sharks. We've got to get the Sharks better merchandising. If you get a chance, get them on camera. It's worth a shot.
2-0 Sharks on the Pottinger restart goal. That ball went right under. You saw on the replay. Drew Cobb tried to lay down and just missed getting the block. Pernilla with the steal. There's Ruiz. Looking for the rebound there. And his teammate, Shagru.
That's it.
D'Amber trying to get it away. Foul called. Shagru. They're going to give it to Pernilla there.
And, you know, not to try to sound like a homer just because I live here, it's nice to see athletes listening to their coach. You don't get that anymore.
No. Not a lot. There's Morris with the deep ball for Don D'Ambra. Trying to turn here. Great backheel pass and a shot on target. It is saved by Nagy and another. Good work there by Nagy. Philadelphia got some quality shots in there from Steve Wacker. And look, come again. Here's D'Ambra. Donatelli. Chris Williams. Good tackle there by Drew Ducker. Up ahead for Boney as Orlando looks like a much different team they did a month ago. And then from behind, Chris Williams got the big guy, and that'll be Chris Williams' first personal foul tonight.
That's the advantage of having Boney out there. He's got the big legs, got huge feet. Did you see that pregame interview?
It goes down hard, too. Yeah,
I wanted him.
You were almost as tall as he was.
I was on a box like Al Michaels.
How high was the box?
Excuse me, Al. I love you. But I watch that nighttime football.
2:42 left here. 2-0 Orlando on a Damian Pottinger goal. Boney deep in the box.
So that's where he's got to get that ball out. If there's 4 guys on him, that means there's 4 guys available.
D'Ambra down. Boney, his former teammate in Philadelphia, the guilty party on the file. Sean Boney spent the last several seasons with Philadelphia, taken the expansion draft by the Sharks. Really didn't want to leave Philly, but came down here to Orlando and now mixing in fairly well with the Sharks.
he likes the team. He likes the young team. It's difficult. I mean, he was left off the roster, and his feelings were hurt. Plus, you know, he is very involved with charities in the Philadelphia area.
Yes, he is. Coaches as well. Loves coaching. Donatelli. Myers trying to settle and shoot. They'll get a good strike on it. Rodriguez able to clear it away. Newsom trying to trap it. Loose ball. Pat Morris, the veteran defender, had it for a moment. Now Jerisilo with the shield. Goes down and a trip called on Pat Morris, his first personal foul. A minute 49 to go here in quarter number 1. 2-0. Sharks in the lead as you get a look at Mickey Jerisilo. Began his career with the Kansas City Comets a few seasons ago.
Are you surprised at how physical the game is? Are you, since the last time you were here?
Orlando does look a lot more cohesive.
Yes.
This is the best word to describe it.
Well, cohesive wasn't a word being used in the stands that night. But a lot of transplanted New Jersey folk down here.
It's Regis. Three-pointer just wide. Nagy trying to find it, did. So Nagy trying to maintain the shutout here as just over a minute remains in the first quarter. Bill Sedgwick slow it down. Now Santiago. So we'll take a look one more time at this save by Nagy. And there's a shot just wide on the live portion as you get 2 looks here on Fox Soccer Channel. Well, John Barry Newsom able to leave it for Drew Kopp. Less than a minute to play in the first quarter. Wendell Regis, the MISL veteran. Sedgwick's giving him space.
Philly looks slow tonight.
Sometimes teams on the road, it takes them a quarter or two to get into it. Kopp, a little overlap there, trying to shoot. Now Nagy will come out, able to grab it.
I don't know if this is the second game of a back-to-back, but they're playing like it. They have tired legs.
That's the first one, but yeah, they do look a little slow here tonight in the early going. 10 seconds left now in the quarter. Susi able to clear. Bernia wants to send it back in. 1 second in the quarter. Susi bangs it off the wood. That's the final knock of the first 15 minutes of action here tonight at Amway Arena. A different Orlando Sharks team than what we saw in November and December. They outplay Philadelphia in the first 15. They lead at 2-0 behind a Damian Pottinger goal. Jake Dancy looking for his second win. Maybe he'll get it tonight on the MISL Game of the Week here on Fox Soccer Channel. We'll be back with second quarter action in a moment. You take a look at the Pottinger goal from Jorge Valle on the restart. 2-0. Sharks in the lead.
How'd you do?
You're not gonna believe it. I'm casting for Smallies and I feel a tug. I know it's a monster. 50 feet easy.
50?
Maybe more. So I tied the line in the back of the Tundra. Next thing you know, there's a 5-ton whopper flopping in the bed.
You landed a 5-ton fish with the Tundra.
This thing's got 381 horses.
That's not the point.
So where's the fish now? Got away.
Oh, it got away! Yeah.
Can't believe it got away.
The Serie A season is in full force on FSC. Tensions run wild as world-class stars come together in pursuit of the coveted Scudetto. Unmatched skill, relentless determination. It's all on the line, and these teams will stop at nothing to reach the top. La Lega Calcio Serie A, only on FSC.
I'm John Stewart. You're watching Fox Soccer Channel.
It's the oldest and biggest domestic cup competition known to mankind. The proud jewel of England, the FA Cup.
Lining up the shot, and it's there!
The fight is on. Chelsea guards the trophy. Man U aims to make it their 12th. But the Giant Killers look for their chance to shine. Thursday, FA Cup 4th round on FSC.
The heat is on. Football Argentino Summer Tournament. The one-month competition sizzles as powerhouses River, Boca, Independiente, Racing, and San Lorenzo compete for supremacy. Witness one of the best soccer leagues in the world. This Sunday, Football Argentino Summer Tournament on FSC.
Back here at Amway Arena for tonight's MISL Game of the Week. The Orlando Sharks lead the Philadelphia KiXX 2-0. Some of the fans here with some design. Look, is that on pizza boxes?
Yes.
Those are Sharks.
Those are Sharks.
Or are those Pac-Men from 1980?
Hey, it's better than they shown my friends over there, and I believe it's section 108.
First quarter stats for you. There they are. Look at the shots. Orlando with 11 to Philadelphia's 1. Both keepers having a good first quarter. Hovaker faced a ton of shots. He just gave up that one goal. Nagy looking more and more comfortable between the pipes on an indoor soccer field. So 2-0 is the score in favor of Orlando as they look for their second win of the season and in franchise history here tonight. And Orlando will start with the ball.
These games go by pretty quick. You know, the knock on regular soccer or outdoor soccer for most, guys like me, that we want to see some action is that it drags on, and the scores are 1-0 or 2-0. The reason this is exciting is because you play it off the wall. The clock runs pretty well, and you can have 13 to 8 games. Unfortunately, they haven't always been in our favor, but they're still exciting to watch. And they draw guys with horns out to watch the games.
As Castellanos is down, and Sean Boney will be whistled for the foul as his second. First player to pick up more than one personal foul here tonight. 30 seconds into the second quarter. So you're going to look at David Castellanos. He's the midfielder from Philadelphia. Both the city and a little bit of a dive there, no question.
Now you say you're not surprised by the aggressiveness of. Now look at this once again.
And down is Ducker. The guilty party on the foul. It'll be Drew Ducker's first personal foul.
They're playing like two teams that have bad blood, but in reality is Philadelphia has
great save there by Nagy. Yeah. Oh, but look at Nagy. Great saves there, and Don DeAmber, one of the veterans. It's hard to deny him when he's in that penalty area. Castellanos trying to work through a double team, finds Kopp.
That's the way to play this game, especially in that situation. And Orlando should take a good look at this because you bounce that ball off the walls, and if you get back out to midfield, you kick it in off that wall because somebody's going to get a rebound. And that's what Orlando has got to learn to do on the power play, and that's why they're the worst in the league because they don't play like that.
Now 2 for 27 on the power play after failing in the first quarter. Donatelli ahead for Tom Myers. The Amber in the neutral zone, that's where Orlando would like him tonight. Much less dangerous there than hanging around the top of the penalty arc. Good move here by Williams. The pass inside is broken up by Rodriguez. Now Ducker to slow it down. Pernia with a lot of space here. He wants to pass though.
And Philadelphia playing back on the power play, I find it a little bit surprising. That was a couple
players down. Yep, the foul is going to be on Ruiz. That's his first personal. 2 minutes into the second quarter, Philadelphia trailing Orlando by 2 here tonight on the MISL Game of the Week on Fox Soccer Channel, along with Doc Holliday. I'm Al Pulowski. Mike Santamon, our director-producer tonight. Myers pressured there by Valle. Hovaker will get it out of trouble. Now Myers. Look at the pressure by Orlando. But Myers able to get by Cerrone for the moment. Now Philadelphia just happy to get it back to their keeper and to Pat Morris with a little bit of room.
Yeah, and if you did not know, and if you're not familiar with the indoor game, they do switch sides every quarter, which can confuse some fans because I've heard them in the stands yelling, "Going, what are you shooting your own goal for?" It's very.
Who says that? And what were they drinking? Check them.
The guys in the Minnesota Viking hats.
Meanwhile, Sedgwick over to Cerrone and Hovaker, who is sliding across. It doesn't look like a tough save, but that is when the momentum's taking you one way and you've got to reach back. But he did it well there. It keeps Philadelphia within a goal.
That also would have been a really, really nice morale boost for the Orlando bench to score in that situation.
It would have been.
Especially unexpected that way. Right now, your goal in this is to make sure they don't score against
Steele.
you.
Yep, good play by Bill Sedgwick, textbook tackle. Now Steele coming after him hard. Steele wins it right back.
Sedgwick's another guy.
Spirited battle now.
Yeah,
and now some talking off the ball after Steele passed it back to Regis.
He's great with the fans. You know, after the game, I respect the fact they make the fans stick around and high five, or make the players stick around and high five the fans. And he's one of the best with the fans. But when he's on that field, I'll mess with that guy.
Bill Sedgwick is a completely different person off the field than what he is on. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Believe it or not, off the field he has hair.
Is that so?
I don't know how he did it. You see him arrive at the stadium, it's like, hey, who's this guy?
It's got to be some sort of Chia Pet commercial at 1 a.m. Now it's Rodriguez. Oh, he fell over the ball. Not often does he do that.
No, not at all.
Keeps it alive. Pottinger looking for a second goal. Another chance in front and up and out for Shagru. Oh, he won't get a better chance than that.
But credit Orlando for keeping the pressure on in a situation where the pressure should be on them. And not only that, but that helps kill the clock and like you mentioned earlier, preserves their lead.
And Aaron Susi knocks it off his forehand out of play there as we're back in action. So now a kick in coming for the Orlando Sharks.
There on the big screen, you see the person who got hit in the head with that ball. And that's one of the more embarrassing things when you don't see it coming.
It can hurt.
Well, those balls don't play.
Jericilo gets it ahead for Ruiz. It's Rodriguez. Susi deflected that. Ruiz double teamed. Marples and Wacker working on him. Now Susi, a good shield there to win the ball and knock it ahead for Castellanos. A veteran play for Aaron Susi to get that out of trouble. Now Philadelphia with the ball in midfield as Kopp will send it over to Marples. Here's D'Ambra.
Still, too, I think since the last time you were here, you can see improvements, not just in Philadelphia, or Orlando's attack, but their defense is much better, too.
Much better shape, absolutely. Well, it took a while for the Sharks to come together, but they're playing much better soccer now than they were even a month ago. And I think we saw it at our national telecast out of New Jersey the Friday before Christmas. And they were down 9-0, made it 9-7, and we're right back in it. And since then, they've been in every game, winning the one last week against California.
It was a matter of confidence.
Jericilo obstructed there by Marples. And obstruction is the call. That'll be the first foul on Nigel Marples, the 6'1", 175-pounder from Delta, British Columbia. So we take a look at it again.
I think with some success that a lot of these guys who were left open in the expansion draft with some success began to believe in themselves because the abandoned child syndrome, and I don't mean to make light of that, but that's how you're going to feel when your work lets you go and just says, well, you're just not good enough to hold on to. So there was a lot of long faces in training camp, and there was a lot of long faces in the first 5 or 10 games of the year, but they're finally coming around because, you know, Coach Dancy has said, look, stop feeling sorry for yourselves. We could win a couple of games, and at worst, we could be spoilers.
Now Boney trying to add on to the lead for the Sharks, looking for someone. And that shot up and out as he found Cerrone. That's one of the things Boney will provide for you. He's able to hold that ball and hold it deep. And if he doesn't turn, somebody should be getting open, because if he's not turning, that means the double team's there. So you're going to look at Santiago, the rookie, and there's big Sean Boney.
Well, I got to tell you, too, you know, as you look at him, and he does take much more rest than he used to. And, of course, he should. He's a little older, and, it's going to take him another off season to get back into shape. And he said he's going to come back here next year. He's pretty sure of it. The other thing is that we saw it before. There were 4 guys all over him. He's got to look on the field. There's somebody, right there who, to at least, even if you don't make the shot, hit the board, hit the crossbar, keep that goalie busy, and keep him on his heels, too. That's a real important thing.
Hovaker out of the back. Playing for the injured Peter Pappas tonight. Steele trying to get it ahead. Blocked by Rodriguez. Well, Philadelphia's Namaski will be pressured. So Orlando's come with the high pressure tonight, and Philadelphia's struggled a bit to get it out. No mistakes yet for the KiXX, but they haven't been able to really get an attack going offensively.
Tired legs, and I don't think they expected Orlando to be this aggressive, because remember, I believe the score was 20-8 last time they played them. So as I was in the tunnels and we were awaiting our meeting just to say hi and get our stuff together, Philadelphia walked in very cocky, like okay, we got to play this game and then we get out of here. where the Sharks walked in smiling, laughing, and high-fiving. So there was a difference in the attitude in the building.
As we near the midway point of the second quarter, it's been all Sharks. They're up 2-0. Now Moski got himself open, left-footed shot, good block there by Ruiz, header by Newsom. And jumping back to make the stop is Nagy once again.
You really got to like that guy.
You look at Nagy in November, you're right, Doc, versus what he is now. He's so much more comfortable. You can just see the comfort level that he's developed for this indoor game.
He also looks like he might have taken, and I'm not saying that because you can't really be overweight and play this game, and there's too much activity. But he looks like he's in better shape, just in general. His legs look better.
You ought to see Stan Stomenkovic back in the 80s. You want to talk about overweight? They used to call him the pizza man.
Or the backup quarterback.
He wouldn't run very much. He was pretty much a half-field player. He was the concept of playing defense was a bit foreign to him, but that's about the only example I can think of offhand.
Yeah. In other words, like the backup quarterback for the New York Giants. He would make a fine linebacker should they ever need him.
Meanwhile, Valle on a run out. Now Ruiz ran off the field. Boney got on. Valle says, I'll take it myself, and almost scored.
Well, I don't know.
One post to another. Stayed right on the goal line, and it didn't go over. Boy,
I'd like to see the replay on that.
Well, the crowd thought it was in.
Yeah, boy, I tell you from up here, I have to be honest. I thought it crossed the line and hit that post because that post is behind the line. Well, the right-hand post is behind the line.
Here it is. It hits the near post. Far post.
I'm sorry, that's a goal. By a fraction of an inch, that is a goal. And that's all it takes.
And now we've got a timeout on the field with 6:17 to play here in the first half. Orlando has a 2-0 lead. Jake Dancy's club has seen Damian Pottinger score in the first quarter at the 11:08 mark. That's been it from Jorge Valle. So far, that's all Orlando needs. They'll need more, though, as this shutout probably not going to continue. Should take a look at it from our roof shot camera. And it's 2-0 Orlando.
Cheating on.
See a Chipotle grilled stuffed burrito. It's got the right amount of kick.
Yeah, for a girl. This is the double Hellraiser with cheese. Oh, hey, ho!
You're on fire, dude.
Yep, I know it. Hey, ho!
How's that Hellraiser treating you?
Marinated carne asada steak spiced up with a smoky Southwest Chipotle sauce. It's Taco Bell's Chipotle grilled stuffed burrito. For taste, not fire. Think outside the bun.
People say the Premiership's the best league in the world. And why, Barry?
Because of the passion. Because of the emotion.
Don't stop me!
I said he was rubbish.
It's the fans that make it tick.
Oh, yes!
It's about you. It's about me.
Spell us!
Yeah! You are watching Premier League Fan Zone on Fox Soccer Channel. Chelsea, who are you?
Ball incomplete.
Coming up here tomorrow on Fox Soccer Channel at noon, it's live. The FA Cup's fourth round action. Can Chelsea get a victory? We'll find out tomorrow live right here on Fox Soccer Channel, 12 o'clock Eastern, as we bring you a pretty good match. Some of the kids having fun here tonight in Orlando. You know, the fans that do come out to these games, they are really into these games. They don't sit on their hands at all.
You should have heard it last week when they actually pulled that victory. You would have swore there were 30,000 in here.
Now Orlando with the ball, but Drew Kopp will head it to Tom Myers. As Philadelphia comes ahead. Myers around Jerisilo with space. Open look there. Score! Tom Myers has knotted the game at 2. Once he got the opening, Myers is going to take it, and a little dance for the game tire.
Now that was the worst dance in soccer history. Indoor, outdoor, or little pee-wee soccer.
You didn't like it, huh?
No, and I still think the other ball was a goal.
Now remember the other, when you're talking about the other one that's got to cross completely the goal line.
I understand. To me,
like this one did here. See that?
Well,
now that crossed completely.
Yeah, I got to give you that. But I think he should have been penalized on the dance. Not for taunting, but look for that dance.
Because it didn't look good to you, huh?
You couldn't even pick up a young lady in an Orlando nightclub dancing like that.
And you've tried.
Well, you should live here. People that live here know exactly what I'm talking about.
So a 2-2 game now here in the MISL Game of the Week on Fox Soccer Channel. Still 5:45 remaining in the first half. Hovaker collects the ball for Philadelphia. Diambra checks the ball to his teammate Namaski. Now he'll win it to the boards. Got by Santiago. Diambra goes in looking for the foul, and he got it. And it's Drew Ducker.
Boy, have you seen
second personal foul?
And you know these things too. Have you seen an amazing 2-minute momentum shift?
Yeah, Philadelphia definitely has it back now.
It was almost like they just woke up. First, the demoralizing, could it have been a goal for Orlando, and then they march right down and bang. And now Orlando's tripping their players, and they're getting free kicks.
Mosky to trigger. Diambra. Score! Beautiful chip shot. Just underneath the crossbar. Talk about placement. Don Diambra said, I'll show you placement. Points 32 and 33 on the year to lead the KiXX. And Philadelphia, with a couple of goals within 1 minute of each other, has taken the lead 4-2.
I'm just going to be quiet. I think I jinxed him.
You could have.
That was a nice goal. You got to give Philly credit on that.
That was a perfectly placed shot for Don Diambra. And I've watched him do this over the years as there's a timeout now on the field. By the way, that'll be Diambra from Namaski on the restart. Comes at the 9:34 mark. And the MISL College Draft has been announced. It'll happen this Tuesday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. There'll be 4 rounds after the first territorial round. And the order will be determined by compiling the last 2 seasons record through the past weekend. Here's the order. And the lowest winning percentage drafts first, the highest winning percentage. And the Ironmen weren't in the league last year, but their winning percentage this year is a shade better than Detroit, so they'll pick last. But there's the order for you happening again this Tuesday. A territorial round first, and then rounds 1 through 4 after. You can get the results in real time at MISL.net. So keep up with your favorite team and who goes in the 2008 MISL College Draft at MISL.net. Again, that is this Tuesday night at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, and it'll take them a couple of hours to get it all done as you take a look at the respective benches there in a 4-2 now game for Philly.
Hard to believe that Philadelphia is that high in the draft.
Well, Philadelphia just 7-10 this year. Pat Morris clears that away. Sedgwick hems it in. Whoa, knocked hard from behind was Valle. Wacker with his hands in the air saying, what did I do? And
got a hurt player down.
Yeah, that's...
So I've always said this, and it doesn't matter the sport. When a guy looks like that and no foul is called, somebody hits somebody. Show a replay on this.
It appeared Valle got quite a whack from Wacker. Ooh,
yeah, it was head to head.
Yep.
I don't know about you, but and then he's looking around and
what did I do?
He hit him so hard he didn't remember hitting.
Again, I can't recall a player in the MISL that ever actually agreed with the foul that's been called out.
True.
As Valle is going to come out rubbing his back. He's going to definitely feel that one tomorrow morning when he wakes up.
We're going to feel it.
I felt it when it happened. Alboni and Vasquez behind the ball. It'll be Vasquez stepping over for Boney. Vasquez winds up with it off the block. Double team with Newsom and Morris. Newsom wins it, but his clear goes right to Sedgwick as we check out the shots on goal. Sedgwick trying to get another there. Wacker shields nicely to get the ball out. Perdia keeps it in, but picked up by Hovaker. So double shots on goal for Orlando, but they trail Philadelphia here 4-2 as Philly gets a couple of second quarter goals from Myers and Diambra to take the 4-2 lead.
As you saw during the timeout, Coach Dancy, and you can almost read his lips, and not that he was saying anything you shouldn't show on cable, but what he was saying was, guys, you just gave him back momentum in 2.5 minutes. You stopped being aggressive, and you started playing tired. You can't be tired. It's not even halftime yet. I think he wanted them to refocus on the type of soccer we were seeing in the beginning of the game. And they obviously are responding by just trying to get the ball in.
There's Boney.
Now, Boney's got 3 guys on him.
Went down. There's no call as Newsom clears it away. He really didn't have any cutters, though. It was waiting for him, and they never came. Now Boney again. Here they come this time. He finds Gerisilo, and he just missed. Boney in front, block by Williams. Great defensive play by the defender who got down low to do it. And Orlando with a great opportunity there, but unable to get it home.
Yeah, despite what team you're rooting for, you have to admit this is a very, very well-played and exciting game. And when you see momentum shifts like this, that's what sports is all about. And then you get a coach and he goes, come on, guys, let's go. And then they realize, you know, you're right. We're starting to take them for granted. You can't take anybody for granted.
Pottinger playing. He has the lone Orlando goal tonight. And Hovaker will have a throw-in. 3:29 left before halftime. Hope you stay tuned at halftime. We'll give you the MISL highlights from the previous week. We'll also have a first-half interview for you and show you some first-half highlights here as well, among other things. So stay tuned to Fox Soccer Channel during our halftime break as we get you updated in the Major Indoor Soccer League.
Now, this will be a big series for Orlando to see if they really have captured the momentum back, because in the same situation just 7 minutes ago. Well, it would be a big situation for Orlando because what they're trying to do right now is get Philly the heck out of there. And they were doing that before, even when there was a power play.
Regis with some good moves, got the shot by Nagy, but missed it. And then the ball popped out of play, and it'll be a kick in for Orlando with 2:52 to go.
Yeah, Orlando's got to recapture what they were doing, which was even being aggressive when Philly was on the power play.
Take a look at it again. Regis. Well, Nagy got a piece, just enough.
2.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
2:35 left here in the first half. Philadelphia the 4-2 lead, and down goes Marples. He was fouled by Ruiz. That's his second foul. Mauricio Ruiz, the rookie from right here in Orlando.
Orlando foul, number 19.
Now the Sharks, again, you see what their main problem is: lack of firepower. Boney has helped that considerably, but they don't really have that strong firing in second forward to cut off of Boney. He's playing target, and if they did, that would help tremendously.
I would say most teams, and obviously that's what they'll look for in the draft that we just saw the order in, most teams have 3 guys that you know that they can put the ball in. And really, Orlando has 2, and I'm not going to include Boney in that because he just doesn't shoot against the goal enough right now. And that's just a matter of getting his legs back. Once he's back, it's going to be a whole different thing. JP, he's a guy that can put it in. Sedgwick can put it in. There's a lot of guys that can put it in. Not necessarily going to scare you, but they can put it in the goal.
Speaking of JP, Riggs will send the ball back to Nagy as Orlando comes forward with less than 2 minutes to play in the first half. And Boney here, the chest trap, cleared away by Wacker. Nagy will collect. Pernia.
Overall, I'd have to say, even if the score stayed the same.
Riggs used the left foot there and couldn't get much on it.
That considering the last game was 20-8, Orlando's got to feel semi-good and be a little more consistent coming out in the second half.
Vasquez for Rodriguez. He'll overlap here. Around Marples in front for Boney, but he was sealed off by Kopp. Now Pernia wanted to pull the trigger, couldn't do it, but maintained possession. Vasquez. Jerisilo couldn't turn. And it's picked up by Hovaker, who's had a good first half. 45 seconds to go in and now. There's Santiago, a good steal. Santiago for Jerisilo. Pottinger right at Hovaker, and he was down low to make the stop.
You know, and give the Philly goaltender credit too, because he has stopped. Had some close calls.
Santiago a steal. Mickey. Now Marples is down, but Orlando has the ball, so play on. Santiago just missed high. Marples is still down now that Philadelphia got the ball. And we've got an injury timeout for Marples, who's down over on the far side. You see him at the top right-hand portion of your screen. There's the close-up, and Marples holding his left ankle as he'll get some attention from the trainer. And not sure what happened there with Marples. He was tangled up there in the boards. See if we can get a better look at it here. Our crack staff.
Yeah,
he pulled it a little bit. Yeah, twisted it and pulled it too, and he's grabbing his glute there.
And every time we grab one of those things, we're not happy. I'll tell you, once again, this is some of the worst turf you're ever going to play on. And they know it, and they're addressing it. But I was walking on the field earlier, and there are divots where there are some parts of the turf that are higher than others. And that's why you see a lot of these guys take these headers.
And now Orlando will call a timeout. Here to diagram a play with 14 seconds to go in the first half. 4-2 Philadelphia. Orlando led it after one quarter. Damian Pottinger from Jorge Valle on the restart in quarter number 1 at 11:08. And then 2 goals within a minute of each other here in the second quarter for Philadelphia. Myers at 8:52 and Diambra from Namaski on the restart to make it 4-2 Philadelphia. As you get a look there at Damian Pottinger, and there's Don Diambra now with 33 points on the season. Philadelphia's leading scorer. And Don Diambra, your classic target-type player, and so dangerous. And the older he gets, the better he gets, it seems.
And I would say, too, since, I respect your opinion and many of the people that, watch Fox Sports Channel do, would you agree that Orlando would be more effective if, A, Boney could get a little more help, and, B, would stop trying to be so a finesse player and just start kicking the ball, because he still has a lethal kick?
He does. He's so deep, though, in trying to turn. If you can't get that turn, it's tough for sure. As you get a look at the scores, Milwaukee and Baltimore even at 5 apiece. Some of the beautiful people in Orlando here at the game tonight.
I can't figure out with her sitting there what he's so mad about.
He's mad that the Sharks are down. Yeah, he's a dedicated fan.
He's got someone he can talk to about it.
Maybe they're not talking.
Well, okay. I never thought about that.
There's Boney. Speaking of a blast, he just missed it wide. That's what you wanted, Doc, and he almost put it on target.
He's got the leg.
Now Susie, the last-second breakaway opportunity. Susie waited for Myers, got it to him. Time running down. He hit the inside of the post. Rebound in front, cleared away by Orlando. As both clubs with an opportunity there in the last 14 seconds. Boney whistled a three-pointer just wide, and Nagy escapes without letting Philadelphia add on to their 2-point lead. And 30 minutes of indoor soccer in the books. Not a whole lot of scoring, but a number of opportunities and some good end-to-end action here tonight on Fox Soccer Channel. We'll come back in just 60 seconds with a first-half interview for you. 4-2 is the score right now. Philadelphia has the lead over the Orlando Sharks. Back with our halftime show in moments. How about Bill Sedgwick? Good tackle there, but Tom Myers tied the game up as we get a look back here at the second quarter tallies for the KiXX. Then he did the dance that Doc Holliday can't stand. How about Orlando? They got close there. And then, boys, some good saves as well. We'll be back in a moment. Keep it here. The MISL Game of the Week on Fox Soccer Channel.
We are orthopedic care at the University of Pennsylvania Health System. We are the nation's first department of orthopedic surgery. We are consistently listed in Best Doctors in America and Philadelphia Magazine's Top Docs. We are ranked among the nation's best orthopedic care by U.S. News and World Report. We are the University of Pennsylvania Health System. We are medicine.
How to order a Cuervo Black and Cola.
Cuervo Black and Cola.
Nobody with Cola. Jose Cuervo Black Medallion. Aged tequila with a smoother taste that's perfect with Cola.
Back with you here at Amway Arena as the Philadelphia KiXX lead the Orlando Sharks 4-2 at the half. And right now we're joined by a defender from Philadelphia, Pat Morris, down on the field as you're going to look at the dance team here. And Pat, thanks for joining us, taking a moment at the half. Your impressions of the first half. You guys played pretty well defensively and got off to a slow start, but got it going in the second quarter. What got it going for you?
Yeah, we have to keep the ball a little bit more. We're getting in a transition game with them, and that's not what we want to do because they want to run and gun. They're playing a 2-on-2 zone. So we have to kind of possess it, break their zone down, get it to our targets, and we have to get some more shots off. We ain't shooting the ball enough.
You know, you're going against Sean Boney, your former teammate. Is that funny at all to go against Big Sean and not see him in a Philadelphia jersey?
Yeah, it's tough because I've been with him the last 6 years. That's my boy. But, hey, he's on the other team now, so we got to battle him and we got to come out of here with this win.
Finally, Pat, what are the adjustments you're going to make in the second half?
Possession. We definitely have to keep it. and get it to our targets. I mean, our targets is our strength of our team, and it doesn't seem like we got too many balls in there deep for let Donnie, Susie, and John get to work, and they got to lay balls off for us and for us to get some more shots off.
Okay, Pat, thanks for your time. We'll let you get to the locker room and talk it over with Donnie. All right, Pat Morris, perennial all-star defender here in the MISL, joining us here for some discussion on the first half. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with highlights from around the Major Indoor Soccer League. We'll also check in with some first half highlights here tonight from Amway Arena as you take a look at the crowd enjoying 70s disco night here tonight at the ball game. 4-2 Philly, back after this.
The evidence most clearly shows after your visit in these countries, there has been a remarkable change in the standard of play and enthusiasm for football. And what were in those packages? You surely cannot expect us to believe that you were only handing over these boots. Sir, it doesn't make sense.
Welcome zum football. Welcome to football.
Attention men with thinning hair. Salon expert Giuseppe Franco recommends Proceed for his Beverly Hills celebrities. Just listen to what he says about Proceed.
Well, first, it's the only product I've ever seen that works on thinning hair just by using it once every 90 days. It's not a daily regimen or twice daily regimen. Who has the time for that nonsense? Just use Proceed every 90 days and it works.
When I go like this with my hand, it feels like I have a full head of hair back there. It's like I really notice some tremendous difference.
My hair is thicker, fuller, and you don't notice the thinning spots.
He ran his hand through my hair, and he looked at the top, and he's like, "It works. It works."
I don't own the company, but I don't know anything about it. I just know that this is the greatest product ever for the appearance of your thinning hair. Look, stop hiding your hair underneath these caps. Stop denying that your hair looks bad, and do something about it. You can be on the road to fuller, thicker hair right now by getting on a Proceed program. Hey, I'm Giuseppe Franco. I'm not putting my name on the line for something that doesn't work.
Now you can try Proceed absolutely risk-free. The exact product selling at Giuseppe Franco's of Beverly Hills for $450 for just $19.95. Plus, if you order today, Proceed will also include its volumizing shampoo and conditioner, absolutely free. Proceed, we're the one. Just one application every 90 days. Operators are standing by, so have your credit card ready to order right now.
Welcome to Fox Soccer 411, your monthly public service announcement highlighting activities and events throughout the soccer nation. This month, USASA's George F. Donnelly Cup kicks off in January in Carson, California. Admission is free to the CYSA Soccer Expo in Oakland, California. Kick off the new year by supporting America Scores and giving urban youth a chance to play soccer. Register today for the U.S. Youth Soccer Adidas Workshop in February in Pittsburgh. Fox Soccer 411, connecting soccer fans across the nation.
An award-winning news show, 7 nights a week, all year long. And it's right here on America's premier soccer destination.
Fox Soccer Channel, baby!
Fox Soccer Report. Our team of hosts comes together each night to give you a daily dose of all the top soccer headlines and breaking stories from around the world. Featuring weekly hot topics and goals of the week. Plus, expert analyst Bobby McMahon adds his take on the weekend's biggest matchups.
This is the game.
Fox Soccer Report, nightly, only on FSC.
Back here at Amway Arena, Orlando, Philadelphia in the MISL Game of the Week. The Philadelphia KiXX with 2 second-quarter goals have taken the lead over Orlando by a score of 4-2 here tonight. We appreciate you joining us on Fox Soccer Channel along with Doc Holliday. I'm Al Pulowski, and right now let's take you around the Major Indoor Soccer League and show you what happened last weekend with some games, some interesting goals, and a Dato Neto back in uniform for the Baltimore Blast. More on that in a moment. But how about the Orlando Sharks? Mickey Gerisilo with the goal. Matt Caution knocks that one in, and it was 11-2 in favor of California, but Doc, Orlando came back in this one. Bill Sedgwick, a big goal. He had 2 last weekend for Orlando's first win.
Well, he almost pulled his shirt up, and the last time he did that, he got fined by the league. I think they fined him $10, so we offered to pay his fine. He would do it again. It was all the women in the crowd, but the thing was, California is a very well-coached team, and they're not bad, and they're hard to dislike, but they really, when they went up, we all saw it. They all took a breather on the bench. This is over. Jake got on his guys and said, this is a winnable game. They tied it. The game went into overtime, and when Orlando scored, you could see Jake's face. He's a great guy, and this whole place just went crazy. That, to us, was the game of the year so far.
El Nagy gets the victory as you take a look at the box score. A couple of goals by Sedgwick, Pernia, and Rodriguez. A couple of big three-pointers. You saw the one by Rodriguez, which sealed it there at the end. Sonaldo takes the loss for the Cougars. Now in Baltimore, Adato Neto back almost at full strength. Then Robbie Aristodemo got it started against the Monterey La Raza. But here's Adato Neto. Boy, what a great board pass to B.J. Wakefield as those hook up on a little 1-2 action there. And Adato Neto, the most talented offensive player in indoor soccer, no question. Found Denison Cabral there. There's Denny celebrating on the glass in Baltimore with a lot of celebration as Aristodemo sends it in. Neto, back post. That guy can do it all. He was the MVP from a couple of years ago. Hasn't really been healthy since. But as you can see from this highlight reel, he was healthy against Monterey. Baltimore squeaks by La Raza. 10-9 is the final score. Neto, Aristodemo, Cabral, Salenza, Wakefield, they all score for Baltimore. And you saw the Monterey scores there as well. How about Chicago, Philadelphia? That was our Fox Soccer Channel game of the week last Friday. Peter Pappas injured in the game. Hobaker came in relief of him, but the Storm end up with the victory 14-8. Ritchie the winner. A couple of goals by Stewart for Chicago. Detroit, Milwaukee. Detroit was up in this one 15-8. Milwaukee scored the last 6 points. They had plenty of time left in the fourth quarter, but couldn't get that go-ahead goal to take the lead back, and Detroit squeaks out with the win and took first place in the Major Indoor Soccer League. Greg Howes had a couple of goals and a couple of incredible goals that night. Baltimore over Philadelphia the following night. Hobaker was again in goal. Didn't play too badly, but the Blast, they're a team of streaks this year. Won their first 5, lost their next 5, but now it looks like they're going in the right direction. David Bascombe with a couple of goals, the veteran there for Baltimore. We're at halftime here in Orlando. 4-2, the visitors, the Philadelphia KiXX, have the lead on 70s night as you take a look there at some of the souvenirs in the stands. And right now, let's check with the MISL standings. Detroit with that win over Milwaukee we talked about in first place. Now Orlando's 11 back. Small miracle maybe to get them in the playoffs?
No, I don't think they're looking at the playoffs this year, but I think they'd like to win 5 games. I think they'd like to make their fans happy, and I think from going from 30 fans the first game to something like maybe some of you, like the Philadelphia team, were telling me that their place is sold out, the Jersey guys were sold out. Well, guess what? We are new. This has never been here before, and nobody was buying into it. But now they're buying into the fun, and that's what matters.
More games coming up in the MISL as you take a look at it there for January 27th. 8 of the 9 teams in action. Check them out in your market. Orlando, Monterey, Chicago, and New Jersey. Go out and watch the Major Indoor Soccer League as it's got some of the most exciting action. If you love soccer, you see a lot of it here in the MISL. A lot of soccer plays as it's so close together, these close confines. All right, we'll take a timeout. Come back with first half highlights, and then the third quarter is about set to begin, so make sure you stay right here on Fox Soccer Channel. You're watching the MISL Game of the Week. The Philadelphia KiXX have a 2-point lead.
Duck pins. Thanks for trying, Dad.
I tried line dancing. I couldn't even do a straight line.
My singing is so bad they won't let me sing in church.
I can't ski. When I get to the bottom of the slope, I look like a big snowball.
I can't do a somersault. I always go sideways.
I can't water ski. I end up getting dragged behind the boat.
I can't juggle, no way.
Local Jiffy Lube owners aren't great at everything, but they're experts at changing your oil. No wonder over 1 million Marylanders a year trust us to change their oil. Let us change yours, too.
You're watching Fox Soccer Channel Primetime, brought to you by Jose Cuervo Tradicional. 100% agave. Jose Cuervo invites you to enjoy tonight's primetime lineup on FSC.
It worked on me, and it worked for a lot of people I know. Proceed works.
Attention, men with thinning hair. The pictures you're seeing are of men who used a revolutionary product called Proceed, a newly patented product that requires just 1 application every 90 days. Proceed works by increasing hair shaft diameter. In clinical studies, statistically significant increases in hair shaft diameters were achieved after a single application. And over just a short period of time, Proceed can make your hair thick, strong, and full enough to help diminish the appearance of thinning areas using it just once every 90 days. That's what makes Proceed so different and appealing to busy men.
Because it impacts the hair and doesn't fake it out or leave some gel on it to make it look thicker, my hair looks thicker because it is thicker. This is my real hair. That's what's so great about Proceed.
Proceed
really worked for me. It was fabulous.
It feels like I have a full head of hair back there. It's like I really noticed a tremendous difference. I'm really happy with it.
Proceed makes you look great with virtually no effort. You gotta try this, guys. Stop the daily regimens. Get off the life sentence of drugs. Get started with Proceed to start looking your best right now.
Are the ravages of age on your hair making you look and feel older? Are you less confident in public, at the workplace, or around women? Are you fed up with daily routines? Well, now you can try Proceed absolutely risk-free. The exact product selling at Giuseppe Franco's of Beverly Hills for $450, yours to try for 90 days. Plus, order today and Proceed will include its volumizing shampoo and conditioner, altogether a $480 value. Use just one application. Wait 90 days. And if you're not 100% satisfied, send back the unused portion for a full refund. But keep the shampoo and conditioner as your gift for trying. Proceed. We're the one. Just one application every 90 days. Operators are standing by, so have your credit card ready to order right now.
I'm Giuseppe Franco. I'm not putting my name on the line for something that doesn't work.
There's only one place where you can find all your favorite team's gear. FoxSoccerShop.com. Fox Soccer Shop is the place where you'll find all the official merchandise your team wears. Log on, FoxSoccerShop.com, and dress like a pro.
Back with you here at Amway Arena, 4-2 Philadelphia, as it's non-stop entertainment here for the fans. They got a great halftime show going on. Philadelphia with that 4-2 lead. Let's take a look back now and see how they got that lead here in the first half at Amway Arena on our MISL Game of the Week here tonight on Fox Soccer Channel. And it started off with some interesting intros, the fire and everything for J.P. Rodriguez, your favorite player.
J.P., well, I got to say it's the ladies' favorite player, but I'm glad he's on the team. I'm actually surprised a player of his caliber was left off. I mean, he's one of those guys that maybe was a bench player for somebody else, maybe didn't show the potential, maybe didn't work hard in practice. I don't know what he wasn't doing, but he's doing it for us.
There's the first goal by Damian Pottinger just underneath Drew Kopp. And he got Orlando ahead 2-0. That was the only first quarter goal. It came at the 11:08 mark. And then a couple of chances here for Orlando, but a pop-up and out by Shagru. And then here, John Barry Newsom with the header on target. Nagy had a dive to make that save. So it was 2-0 Orlando after one quarter. More chances here in the second. Was that in or not? Well, let's go up top and show you.
I know you're an expert. You've done hundreds of these games. But that goal that they disallowed or didn't even discuss, I thought it was a goal. And that dance was the worst dance ever. You're not going to see him on Dancing with the Stars.
You might. That's an awful show.
No, I'm sorry. Marie Osmond, she faints again if he ever has a dance partner like that.
So Philadelphia took the 4-2 lead. Orlando had a couple of chances, but was unable there to get back into it. But here in the third quarter, in just a moment, we'll start that. We'll see what will happen. Let's go down to the field now. Damian Pottinger with the only goal tonight for Orlando. Damian, that first goal, that was a big one to get you on the board first. How important was that for you guys to get that first goal in the first quarter, a quarter that's been a struggle for you?
Yeah, it was extremely important. We started the game shooting, taking a lot of opportunities. We had a lot of shots off target. We got to start putting those chances in the net, though. We have to.
Hey, Damian, I did notice, this is Doc, there was a little momentum shift there right before halftime. Did you guys feel it? I saw Jake call you over, and the minute Jake called you over, you guys seemed to take momentum back. Did you guys feel it on the field? Was it fatigue?
Well, it was just the fact that they scored 2 goals in like a matter of a minute and 10, 15 seconds. That's not good for any team to have to bounce back from 2 straight goals. So what we have to do is put our chances away and eliminate their chances, and we'll be right back in it.
Well, do me a favor. The guy from Philly that did that bad dance, would you tell him I said so?
I'll let him know. I'll let him know as I score on them.
Okay. All right, thanks.
All right, Damian, good luck in the second half. Thanks for your time here at the halftime break. So Damian Pottinger gets the first goal tonight for Orlando. They're up. They were up 2-0, but then Philadelphia comes back 4-2 right now here as we get set for third quarter action. The KiXX have the lead over the Orlando Sharks in the MISL Game of the Week on Fox Soccer Channel. Third quarter action is coming up in just a few moments as they wrap up this halftime show here tonight at Amway Arena. And and right now they have the lights off on the field. We understand that there's been an issue with some of the officials on the field, so we'll get more on that.
I pointed this out earlier, and of course, I'm a little more familiar with what's going on, and there was an issue. You see the owner of the Orlando Sharks apparently very upset with something that had to do with the officiating, and I pointed to my partner, and I said, I think you guys ought to get a little camera film on that. I know him, and he's mad about something. That's not just a simple discussion. And so there was a penalty, there was a play, there was something he felt his team got wronged about. Now, why the lights went out, I don't know. I've never met an owner mad enough to go pull the plug on a game, so I doubt that's it. It's just a very strange turn of events that's happened here.
And now we're being told that we're not going to play here in the third quarter. That's why we were stalling a little bit, because the 15 minutes are up, but until the officials left the field, we'll see which one that is. Tim Team and Ron Corey were on the field tonight, and a couple of the officials in the box. I don't think it involved them. It involved one of the on-field officials. So we'll see what this was about and what happened, and we'll report that to you as we learn what the situation is. But it's news to us, and it happened here just before the third quarter was about to begin.
Well, I was peeking over the corner. I saw him walking over. I saw the look on his face, and I saw him headed toward the officiating, and I said, off air, I said, I don't know if that's something you want to tackle, but I think you're about to have an issue down there.
Yeah, so now the light's back on, and one of the officials has been removed, and we'll try to find out what the story is. Again, we'll get that to you as soon as we know. We just know there was a situation with one of the officials, and they're no longer on the field.
Well, I have a strange feeling it's going to be semi-similar to what I said, but let's not make an assumption.
All right, and we're set for third quarter kickoff, and Philadelphia will start the third quarter with the ball.
Yeah, they tend to take it pretty seriously around here, and I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast that it gets a little contentious. A lot of these referees, and they do a very good job for the most part.
Officials in the box, so nothing changed there.
Well, I think he wanted to be heard. I think it was a matter of wanting to be heard. But when I saw him storming the field, and I saw his assistant, Rich Bradley, with him, and Rich was trying to calm him down, there was something going on. There has been a few times after the games were over when he visited the officiating dressing room and had something to say. He takes it very personal. He wants his team to win. He wants the fans to have a good time, and he's one of these guys that if he feels his team has been wronged, he's going to have something to say about it. And from the look on his face, he had something to say about it.
Well, again, we are a bit in the dark as to what that is. We haven't been given official word, but as soon as we find out, we'll let you know, as Ron Corey pulls a yellow card there. And that was a little bit of a tussle, so things getting heated down on the field. And coming off for Philadelphia is their goalkeeper, Nick Hovaker. Now, he's the only goalkeeper dressed tonight, so that means Aaron Susi, the sixth attacker, and the emergency keeper. And he's a pretty good athlete. He played 3 sports in high school, and Aaron Susi is going to go in goal now, and he'll have to be there for the next 5 minutes. It's a 5-minute minor against Hovaker. There's not a man advantage situation, but Philadelphia loses their keeper.
I also think, too, that what you got there, too, is blowing off a little steam. I think the Sharks' main owner, I believe he thinks these guys are getting roughed up a little bit, and it may go back to what we talked about, how this has become a very physical game. And some of the Sharks are being dumped on their heads, but then you can say the same thing about Philly. It's not like Orlando is simply allowing themselves to be bullied. Both teams are taking very strong penalties, but I have not seen anything I consider to be incredibly unfair. The only question I had was that a goal? And you answered that for me when you showed me the replay, and I realized maybe it wasn't. Well, maybe he saw things the way I did.
It's Sean Boney get down, and Boyd Steele got him. A little leg whip from behind. Jonathan Steele called for the foul. First foul of the second half against him. As this one picking up a bit in intensity. A minute into the third quarter. Sharks down by a goal to Philadelphia. As the Sharks will attack here.
I got you. I'm getting texts on what happened. It's very interesting. There's been a soap opera on the field as we return to play. And Boney, he gets the kick. And that's the whole thing, the whole key for the Sharks. Give Boney the ball and protect him when he's got a 3-on-1. And then if he's got a 3-on-1, make yourself available. Let him see you. Put yourself in his line of vision.
And now Mickey Gerisilo wants a card, and Ron Corey pulls it out here on the near side. So a KiXX player will be going to the box, and now we have confirmation on what happened before. Sham, the owner for Orlando, was apparently, and we had that halftime disagreement, he was agreeing with you. He thought that goal was a goal that was on the goal line, and he was arguing with the official about that. So we were a tad bit misinformed. There was no official being ejected, but Shem was talking seriously with one. That's why the lights stayed off until he left the field.
Well, I hate to say.
Now a power play for Philadelphia. Or I mean for Orlando. Philadelphia short-handed. Aaron Susi making the save with no gloves on. And look at the lefty throwing it like a center fielder. Out to Domoski, who draws the foul there against Orlando's Vasquez.
I hate to see anybody interrupt a game, even when you disagree. Sometimes you have to take those things up. I do appreciate Sham's his patience for the game, but I'm just glad, you know what? At least it wasn't just me. But I didn't go running out of the booth. I'm just saying, I thought it was a goal.
So that's apparently what happened. There's been no official that has been ejected from the arena, as we were initially told. And that was just a bit of misinformation.
Well, you know why it looked like that? Because what happened was the one had begun to walk off, and I think, and I'm going to send a little message here, so forgive me, because I'm going to go to the source, and I'm going to try to find you exactly.
Try to find, yeah.
I'm going to get
exactly what the story was.
Yeah, I'm going to find out exactly. So if I disappear for a couple of seconds, just hang on, because I will get I'll get the truth here.
And now we're told that an official said something to a girl in the first row.
Yes.
Sham was demanding that they apologize.
Well, that girl in the first row happens to be the daughter of one of the principal owners.
So that's why the apology was demanded.
What happened?
So now we're told it's not over the goal. Anyway, we're playing indoor soccer here tonight on the Fox Soccer Channel Game of the Week. A minute left in the power play for Orlando with Aaron Susi in goal, as Valle will get the ball ahead now to Vasquez as we check our MISL out-of-town scoreboard. Baltimore 12-5 over Milwaukee. Now they seem to have that one in control. Chicago leading Detroit late in that one, 4-2. And the Ironmen back with a somewhat comfortable 4-point lead over Monterey as Jericio bangs that one off Susi. And Aaron Susi looking like a pretty good goalkeeper right here. Vasquez, that's why.
Well, who would have thought he's so small? When I saw him go out there, I thought that was advantage Orlando.
Well, Aaron Susi's been an emergency goalkeeper before. He was Cleveland's emergency goalkeeper, St. Louis's emergency goalkeeper. And now with just 20 seconds remaining in the power play, Orlando will try and tie the game or take the lead with the three-pointer, but Pat Morris steals it away. Cerrone gets it back, shoots, scores!
See, that's how you get it back.
From right around the three-point arc. And we'll see if that one was a 2 or a 3. It's a 2-pointer. 4-4 ball game.
Well, I hope it wasn't close, because Sham might run back on the field.
You never know. It's been a crazy one thus far tonight. Who knows what we'll see. Keep it tuned in here to Fox Soccer Channel. Right now, though, we've got a 4-4 game.
That was very, very sweet. And whether or not you see and I've always wondered what you guys thought. You see a manager get tossed, or somebody speak passionately, or sticking up for you as an athlete. How much does that fire you up? Well, they scored the goal, so you should say that was effective, whether or not you agree on the methodology. Now I'm using technology, and I've gone to the source.
And what do you have for us?
When I get the answer, I'm going to let you read it. You deem whether it. I'm going to let you be the judge on that.
Well, we'll let our fans know what the explanation is. Perhaps we won't be as colorful as whatever your message would be. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
4-4 ball game, though. A power play goal by Cerrone against Susi, who was playing pretty well there.
Well, see, that's where his size did hurt him. He's a great athlete, and he's fast.
Now Nagy tries to send it ahead off the back of Domoski, who slides down and makes the tackle now to Newsom. And Philadelphia will slow it down. 4-4 ball game. 10:43 to go in the third. Good move there by Drew Kopp. Creates space. Drew Kopp coming forward. Chris Williams tees it up for Newsom. Oh boy, he almost got that in with a nifty back heel. Sharks go away. Shagru will get it over to Pottinger and back to Santiago.
See, that was an important drive for Philadelphia, too. Another quick goal. You get your 2-point lead back.
We'll watch the replay once again. 5 minutes into the third quarter here, 4-4 ball game as Nagy gets it ahead to Ruiz. Jerisilo trying to go forward. Pat Morris will get called for obstruction. That's his first personal foul here in the second half, and a restart coming up here for the Orlando Sharks. Take a look at it again.
That was a really super nice play. And as rough as this turf is, when those guys go all out like that, you got to admire them because they are getting rug burned.
Now Ruiz.
It's like concrete down there.
There's Nagy. Ruiz tripped there by Williams. It's his first personal foul, Chris Williams. A restart coming for the Sharks. Stay a look at their. There's Williams and Ruiz. Unintentional trip. Now a restart. Jerisilo and Rodriguez behind the ball. It's Rodriguez. Deflected by Donatelli. Sammy Castellanos trying to work it out. Now Don DeAmber takes it for the KiXX.
That's some fancy ball handling right there, but I got to give Orlando credit because they stole that ball back.
Jerisilo with a shot, but a great block by Williams to break that up. And now just to have it confirmed for you, that's what happened before at halftime. We were talking about Sham did want the official to apologize to the fan in the front row. So that's what it was. It's all been taken care of.
Hey, this may be the land of the theme park, but they can heckle around here.
Rodriguez.
They get excited about their team. It's great to see. The crowds are getting bigger and bigger. The enthusiasm. You've got around 4,000 people, which started out as 100. And when they scream and when their team scores, you feel like you can hear 10,000 people. And that fires up these fans, and it's great for the city.
There's and we were fans there. Oh, boy. Hugs abound after...
I absolutely agree.
Getting the ball up there.
But, you know, the city leaders here, the fans, they want the MISL in Orlando, and they want it in the worst way.
By the way, Hovaker is back in. His 5-minute minor is over, so Aaron Soucy gave up the 1 2-point goal, but he did an admirable job between the pipes as the emergency keeper. Now Boney to trigger the restart. In the box, Sedgwick just sends it wide.
Well, this is where they've got to take advantage, too. When your regular goalkeeper goes out, and, you know, he's a fantastic athlete, and that certainly is nothing against him, but he's not a goalkeeper. He doesn't have the size.
Now in front, Castellanos taking off the ball. Vasquez will slow it down for the Sharks in a 4-4 ball game as we approach the midway point of the third quarter. And that one sent out of play by Pernia. And it'll be a restart for Philly from the top of the arc. But first we'll have an official timeout on the field with 7:44 to play here in the third quarter. 4-4 ball game as Orlando and Philadelphia are duking this one out here tonight at Amway Arena and the MISL Game of the Week on Fox Soccer Channel. We're with you every Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And Philadelphia and Orlando putting on a good one here tonight in front of the Orlando faithful who are into this one. As you watch the KiXX try to get even, can't do it. Back after.
Doesn't matter where you live or who you are or what you do. Because somewhere, everywhere, in a city like mine, some kid like me is really, really sick. Why does that matter? Because you can help her get better.
Buy a miracle balloon and help your Children's Miracle Network Hospital make miracles happen.
Trust me, it matters.
You're watching Fox Soccer Channel Primetime, brought to you by Jose Cuervo Tradicional. 100% agave. Jose Cuervo invites you to enjoy tonight's primetime lineup on FSC.
Look at that determination. Amazing control.
Those are oranges.
Incredible.
Boca Juniors against River Plate. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Right here on Fox Soccer Channel, the Argentine Soccer Summer Tournaments. We bring you soccer from all over the world here on Fox Soccer Channel. Hope you can join us tomorrow night, 7 o'clock for that one. Back here where it's 4-4, Orlando, Philadelphia, MISL Game of the Week. Free kick for the KiXX. Tony Donatelli from the top of the arc to D'Ambra. Partially deflected. Morris set it in front. Boney's going to wind up with it for the Sharks. Look at Boney trying to make a run. Hey, Sean Boney through 2 defenders. There he lost the ball. Myers was able to tackle it away from him. Boney wins it back. Back pass to Sedgwick. And Orlando will reset.
Say that's the longest run Boney's made in quite some time.
Valle got by Myers. Valle with the chance. There to make the save, Hovey. A double team. Down goes Valle. Play on as Tom Myers comes away with the ball. D'Ambra will take it and says, let's collect here. Less than 7 minutes to play in the third quarter in a 4-4 game.
Very intense, very exciting. Fans into it. People yelling at the players, players yelling at the players. This is what indoor soccer is all about. And you know what? The good thing, it's a heck of a game. Good passing, hard hitting, and some great running, incredible goaltending. And you had great goaltending by a guy who's not a goaltender.
There's Marples now. He has space. Off by Pernia. Morris to slow it down. Kamaski.
Traffic, stick around and keep playing the shirt. Fans will be able to come down onto the field and take a shot on the goal. Please line up.
Morris for Newsom. And Sedgwick. Newsom couldn't connect. Vasquez will take it for Orlando. That's a nice little play there for himself. And now Morris coming over. And Vasquez bump. Battle for the ball on the near boards. Orlando wins it back to Sedgwick. Will dribble it ahead.
You know, Sedgwick is a guy too. Excuse me, that when Bonnie showed up, Sedge kind of took a back seat, and you hate to see that because I like to see him step up because as great as Bonnie's legs are, you've seen how hard he can kick a goal or at least kick the ball. He's not scoring, and if Sedge could have just kept that up and then let Bonnie get his sea legs, you're talking about no surprise playoff team, but you're going to have competitive games like this every single night.
Competitive tonight's is Drew Kopp just send it wide. Orlando able to clear Ducker trying to bring it down. Williams breaks it up to Newsom. 5:12 to go in the third quarter. 4-4 game. Castellanos.
Proud to recognize the clothes doctor as the official laundryman.
Up to Jonathan Steele.
From the Berry to Iowa, serving up for Zikas throughout Central.
There's Aaron Susi.
The clothes doctor. Your prescription to a great look. For services, log on to
Veteran had nothing, so he wisely resets to Steele and now Kopp. Susi. Good dribble in, down he goes. Foul on Aaron Susi, who hooked Cerrone.
Too, and also understand that the increase in fouls isn't a knock on the referees as far as calling too many. This is a short field, and there's more contact, and much in the like arena football where you see all kinds of scoring, you're going to see more guys running into each other. You're basically playing on a 50-yard field here, and you've seen how the big the soccer fields are in World Cup. They don't have a chance to make contact, and when they do, it's deliberate. These guys do just accidentally run into each other.
Donatelli with the inadvertent handball for his first personal foul here in the second half. 4-4 game as Sean Boney will collect this one. In the box. Sean Boney with the right foot. And Orlando's back on top, 6-4.
All you got to do is get Sean Boney back into the kicking rotation. Let him score some goals. Don't make him play a finesse game. You see the replay right here. He has got such a powerful kick that once he starts, you could actually see a second-year team vying for the playoffs. He just hasn't had his legs yet, but he's got them back now.
Through the 5-hole there. And it's 6-4 Orlando now, who is trailing at the halftime break 4-2. They've scored the 4 points that have been tallied in the third quarter. They own them all. There's Big Sean. The Sharks up 6-4. Nagy out of the goal, heads it away. D'Ambra trying to keep it alive, and here comes Orlando on a counterattack. 3-on-2, Bill Sedgwick leading the charge. Drew Cobb tackles it away from Sedgwick.
That's been part of their problem early in the year. They're working on it, though.
Counter for Philly, Donatelli. Blocked by Pernia. Myers. High. Drew Cobb sends it out. It'll be a kick in for Orlando. Boy, Doc, we've seen some fun soccer here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Amway Arena.
This is ever since you mentioned that game in Jersey. This is what every game has been like. They're in it. They come back. It has gotten a little intense. You see some really weird stuff here that you're not going to see anywhere else. But the problem with that last drive with the Sharks was that's what they were doing in the beginning of the year. They start off strong. You know how when you start to tell a joke and the punchline's really weak at the end and it tapers off and you just best leave the room? That's what their drives have been like.
No, that's never happened to me.
Well, it happens to me.
3:23 to go here in the third. 6-4 Orlando. The Sharks with goals tonight from Pottinger, Cerrone, and Boney. And Philadelphia with goals from Myers and D'Ambra. Here's John Barry Newsom. This pass to Nomaski is intercepted by Chris Cerrone. John Barry Newsom working on Cerrone, but Drew Ducker is going to come away with it. It appeared. And now a clear by Cerrone. Hit the yellow line, so it's a good clear. 3 minutes to go in the third. Steal for Newsom. Knocked away for a moment by Rodriguez. John Barry Newsom wanted to turn Rodriguez. The key block there. So Orlando's leader in both block shots and in points. And Nagy able to fall on that one.
Looks like he hurt himself too there, just a little bit. Might have a tender ankle.
Yeah, you just saw him grab the hamstring there on his right leg.
You know, they cannot afford to have that guy go down right now. Not only is he playing well and he's playing high, but they've already down a goaltender.
Orlando with the steal. Sedgwick. No retreat. Give it to Santiago. Shagru. Back to Santiago. Orlando resets here to Jorge Valle. We approach the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Sedgwick, little move to get free, but Jonathan Steele intercepts. Sedgwick takes it right back, and we got a whistle. Sedgwick missed anyway, but we've got an obstruction foul against Orlando. It's either going to be on Valle or Sedgwick.
Well, Orlando wants to hold the lead. You just keep the pressure on. Right now, they're doing a fine job keeping the pressure on. Philadelphia once again has fallen into that tired leg syndrome. But fans, we saw it happen in the second quarter. Philadelphia is the defending champion in the MISL. I got news for you. They can turn it back on and score 4 goals in a matter of 2 minutes. So there's nothing for anybody here in Orlando to get comfortable about.
Valle was whistled for that last foul. Meanwhile, Sedgwick with a steal momentarily. Morris takes it back for Philly. A minute 25 to go in the third. 6-4 Orlando. Susi finds Regis. Foot shot deflected there by Valle. And now Damian Pottinger scored the first goal of the game back in the first quarter. Sit back to Sedgwick, and now Valle as Orlando tries to come ahead. Valle does just that with a little turn. Susi cuts him off, so Sedgwick will be the outlet.
1 minute remaining in the third period.
It was a fast third period, too. Very fast.
A lot of action here at Amway Arena tonight. The MISL game of the week, 6-4 Sharks. We talked about in the first half, looked like a different team than the first couple of months of the season, and the difference between November and January has been night and day.
Well, this game has been bipolar for both teams too, and I don't mean to use that term in an offensive way, but at one point the Sharks will dominate, and the next thing you know, Philadelphia will show their championship form and they'll strike, and then Orlando will take the game back. That makes for exciting soccer.
It's Ruiz. Wanted to hit Romani on a runner. Romani taking his first shift of the night. He's wearing 13. They'll get the ball here. Ainsley Romani, the defender, midfielder from Scarborough, Ontario. Late, last moments of the third. And that's it. 45 minutes of indoor soccer complete here at Amway Arena, but we still have 15 more to go as the Orlando Sharks will take a 2-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. They were down 4-2 at the half. The third quarter, they pick up 2 goals for 4 points, so they lead at 6-4. Sean Boney right now with the game winner. If it would hold at 6-4, but that's unlikely in the MISL, as we'll probably have more points coming up in the final 15. Stay tuned. You're watching the MISL Game of the Week right here on Fox Soccer Channel.
Clearance Center, you'll get previously rented brand name furniture at low prices every day. But this isn't every day. The Inventory Reduction Furniture Event, where good deals become great deals on selected items throughout the store. For a limited time, you'll find bedrooms from $299.99, living rooms from $299.99, and dining rooms from $179.99. The Inventory Reduction Furniture Event, for a limited time, at your Court Furniture Clearance Center. Previously rented, drastically reduced.
How to order a Cuervo Black and Cola.
Cuervo Black and Cola.
Nobody with Cola. Jose Cuervo Black Medallion. Aged tequila with a smoother taste that's perfect with Cola.
Fox Football Phone-In is your show. So call us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. on 1866 Fox Fan. We want to hear your opinions about the beautiful game. And we also want to read your emails, good or bad. So write to us at FFF@foxsoccer.com. This is your chance to be heard, so let it all out. Right here on Fox Football Phone-In.
A lesson for parents. Be the boss of your remote control. There's a lot you can do. Yes, you can surf the channels with it, but did you know your cable or satellite remote can help you control what your children watch? It's pretty easy. First, hit Menu or Settings. Then, scroll through the on-screen options to set the parental controls and your password. You can block the programming by channel or rating, or block the programming by setting the V-chip in your TV. Be the boss of what your kids watch on TV. Learn more at thetvboss.org.
Hi, I'm David Beckham, and you're watching Fox Soccer Channel.
Sorry if they yelled at you about this.
6-4 Orlando here at Amway Arena, and coming up on Sunday at 11 a.m. live coverage of the FA Cup's 4th round, Sheffield United against Manchester City. That'll be a good one. That's where I'll be at 11 a.m. on Sunday, checking this game out right here on Fox Soccer Channel. FA Cup's 4th round is we got you covered throughout the world with soccer right here on Fox Soccer Channel.
You'd be amazed how popular this channel is here in the state of Florida and the city of Orlando. So many Brits here that the bars, pubs, and restaurants open at 6 a.m. And I
understand soccer's pretty big in Great Britain. Is that true?
It is.
Just a little bit.
And there's some Germans here, too, that don't seem to mind.
Stats through 3 quarters for you. Orlando with the 1-goal advantage, 6-4 to score. How about the shots? My goodness, the Sharks getting a ton on Philadelphia. And their strategy has been to pressure high for most of the game. And when they've been able to do that, Doc, that doesn't allow Philadelphia to get the ball down the field as much as they normally would to get the attempts in their zone.
And honestly, if you notice that Philadelphia has been called for double the penalties that Orlando has. So if the refs are favoring a team, which they don't necessarily do, they are penalizing Philadelphia more. So the Orlando fans, when the Sharks get a penalty call, seemed indignant, like they couldn't possibly be happening to their team.
Baltimore ahead by 5 over Milwaukee as we take you around the MISL tonight with live up-to-date scores. Chicago still up by 2 over Detroit. That one in the 4th quarter. New Jersey, Monterey's hanging in there. They have a 12-10 lead in the 4th quarter. Meantime here, Jericio tries to make it an 8-4 game, but just misses wide. Also getting a piece, Hovaker, the keeper tonight for Philadelphia, playing for the injured Peter Pappas. Both keepers have played well tonight. Both clubs with chances, and keepers have scored or have come up big stopping the scoring, and the defenders have done well too as that one goes out of play. And it'll be a corner kick. Hey, I think your buddy there with the horns on his head. There he is.
I'm glad he finally made it on TV.
Oh, they're happy.
He's going to owe me big time.
So wait, there's Sharks fans wearing Viking helmets.
I've been talking about this from day one. They call them double dorsal fins. I think the Sharks are. I'm not kidding you. That's what they call them.
I believe you, Doc. I'm just not. I don't quite see. I get the spirit of it.
They're great guys.
Look at Jonathan Steele pressure Nagy there, but Santiago winds up with it. Look at Steele working hard. He finally wins the ball. Steele now try to send it in. Cerrone gets the block. Santiago tackles it away from Steele. This is heavy action here in the neutral zone. Now Diambra going to work on Ducker. Castellanos. Now Donatelli. He's got Diambra open up top. Instead trying to do it himself, and Ducker steals the ball.
Aggressive play
for Cerrone on a run. Good tackle by Pat Morris, the veteran defender, with an excellent play there on a pretty good ball.
That was an excellent play by Philadelphia. He saved the goal.
Sammy Castellanos with the foul there. His first of the second half. 13:09 to go in the third. 6-4 Orlando. Boy, the Sharks lose their first 16. Now all of a sudden they look to be a team to go on a winning streak.
They have confidence. They've got a good coach. They're playing like they should have played the entire time.
Sedgwick a three that's knocked up and out by Pat Morris.
If the team hadn't been playing backwards, in other words, scared to shoot, because they didn't want to be the guy to miss the goal, and or a couple of times they had taken some shots that ended up deflecting, back to their goaltender, and the goals would score against them. It was a matter of expansion team bad luck, and nobody wanted to be that guy. Along comes Boney, and guess what? Everyone's starting to feel it.
He's been a key, no doubt. Valle puts it on target, and Sedgwick finishes it off.
There he is.
Another $10 fine for Sedgwick. You'll take care of that, Doc, won't you? With your big income, that's no problem at all. Bill Sedgwick, 8-4 Orlando. That's the largest lead of the night for either side. It comes exactly 2 minutes into the fourth quarter as we watch this one again. Sedgwick, great volley there inside the near post.
There's the shirt.
8-4.
Now, the ladies love when the shirt comes off, because obviously when the rest of us do it, we'd probably be thrown to jail. But it is, of course, against the league rule. He will face a fine. But in that case, I have a funny feeling each one of his teammates will throw a buck in.
Well, Bill Sedgwick with abs almost as good as Doc Holliday, my partners tonight.
I had abs like that when I was in high school. And I still kept my shirt on.
Pat Morris sends an errant pass up and out. Orlando a kick in. As the Sharks now lead this one 8-4 on Bill Sedgwick's 2-point goal.
It's a thing that I understand. They don't want guys, ripping their shirts off, and that's understandable, because there's also been cases too where a guy will rip his shirt off and all of a sudden there's a website on his chest and it's free advertising. So it's just to prevent anything like that. But it sure gets a crowd, especially an expansion crowd. It gets them all fired up.
They've got a whistle and a foul there. It's called against Ruiz, who picks up his first personal foul of the second half. Meantime, John Barry Newsom attacking.
I'm just glad J.P. Rodriguez doesn't take off his shirt, or women would storm the field. We'd have to have forfeit.
That would be an unfortunate circumstance.
I almost thought we had to forfeit a little while ago. So you never know. But it certainly would make the highlight reels across the country.
Meanwhile, Philadelphia trying to get back into it. Down by only a couple of goals here to 4. There's Newsom. All back out to Drew Kopp. Newsom. Back heel for Myers. Coming out to grab it is Nagy. And now the southpaw looks for an outlet. Nothing available, so he'll roll it out here to Shagru. Kopp will pressure.
That's very dangerous. And
well played there by Orlando. Shagru now at space. Yeah. Reflection around. Steele will wind up with it at his toe. Here comes Jonathan Steele, second-year player.
They can't afford
Northern Ireland.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. They can't afford to get sloppy around their net, because that's how they got their first victory. because California got very sloppy around their net, and the Sharks took advantage of it. That was a very sloppy play right in front of their own goalie.
A little bit of sloppiness there as Vasquez made a steal, but good hustle by Philadelphia to win it back. And here's Marples over to Susi. He's open. Susi got Nagy out, got him down, but Nagy got a piece. Susi still working in the boards. Now he'll send it to Drew Kopp. 4 minutes into the fourth quarter. 8-4 Orlando. Namaski. Susi trying to draw the foul. Can't do it. Boney ships it out. Santiago. Santiago got through everybody. Breakaway. Santiago, great save by Hovaker, who cut the angle down, followed by Juricilo, not there. Juricilo again. Hovaker to answer. Now Namaski working with Juricilo in the boards. Juricilo double teamed.
Lost in all that play was a fantastic save by your Philly goalkeeper. I mean, fantastic.
Yeah, Nick Hovaker comes up big, but Philadelphia still needs to get on the board here in the second half. Philadelphia led it 4-2 at the break, but Orlando has scored all 6 second half points to take an 8-4 advantage. This crowd today, boy, you want to talk about a crowd that's into a game for a 1-16 team. This is about the best 1-16 crowd that I've seen.
It's going to get bigger and it's going to get better. You know what? They embraced the losing. They really did. It became sort of a, well, come see them. They play hard. It's like the old heart and hustle routine. They care about their fans. They keep the prices reasonable. And soccer's very big in the state of Florida. And once the word got out, that's why you got what you got.
Ducker sends that one up and out. It'll be a throw-in for Hovaker. 9:40 to go here in the fourth quarter.
I'll put it this way. The only way to explain this and the enthusiasm of this crowd.
Steele had a chance. Then he clipped Nagy as he went by. Steele saying didn't mean that. And we've got we have a foul or just an injury? Well, just an injury timeout as Nagy will get some assistance from the trainer. With 9:30 to go in the game, Nagy says, I'm in the crowd roars.
And then that was inadvertent. That wasn't not a dirty play.
Correct, yeah.
He did not mean it. It's just simply the small field where you run into a ball player. I was going to say, you wonder why this crowd is into this thing because they've lost so much. I'm just going to give you the last 100 years of Chicago Cubs baseball, and we'll leave it at that. People will want to be here when they turn the corner.
And they're looking for an excuse to cheer. I mean, they're cheering Nagy, just saying, I'm okay.
Well, it's too cold to go to the theme parks.
Ruiz in front. Yeah, it's only 70 degrees today.
It's too cold.
Poor Central Floridians. Here's Steele. Pernia knocks it away. Good ball for Valle. Then he's run over and run down by Ryan Hines.
I think that's inadvertent, too.
His first foul, Ryan Hines. 9:03 to go in the ball game. 8-4 Sharks. We'll take a look at another time here on Fox Soccer Channel. Look at that play by Pernia.
Beautiful. Just some great defense being played here today. That was a fantastic replay.
Rodriguez will slow it down for Orlando. What's strange is Orlando has an 8-4 lead, and Rodriguez has him dented the scorebook. Here's Boney.
He's another one we'd like to see step up.
Boney with bodies flying. Pat Morris wins it, though, back to Hovaker. Chris Williams had space, but he couldn't trap the ball cleanly and has to send it back to Morris. Hines. Steele gave it right to Juricilo.
I think this crowd would love to see one more from Boney, and then another set of abs, and then they can go home happy. But not from Boney.
Hines fouled there by Pottinger, who shoved him off the ball.
Yeah, that was obviously right there on the hip.
First foul on Pottinger. Professional foul by Damian, who had the first goal of the game back in the first quarter. It's been Pottinger, Cerrone, Boney, Sedgwick. 2-point goal scorers for Orlando tonight. Myers and Diambra have the tallies, both 2-pointers for Philadelphia.
And that's the kind of stuff that's going to drive Coach Jake absolutely crazy. Sloppy play in front of your goal keep, giving them a kick this close to the goal, and then committing stupid fouls. There was no reason to do that.
Morris, who tried to go backside to Williams. He was lurking, but couldn't get a toe on it. Now Jonathan Steele will collect, reset. John Barry Newsom. Williams with Pottinger. And Nagy, look at him stick his nose in there. Now Newsom sends that one up, deflected to the corner. Pat Morris trying to work hard and win it. Ducker's down. Morris battling him for it. Now a foul on Pat Morris. Held by Ron Corey. Second foul against Pat Morris here in the second half as we approach the midway point of quarter number 4.
Well, you know, Philly's battling because they didn't lose every, member of that World Championship team. They know how to play this game. They lost some important cogs, but every team lost in that expansion draft.
Ovaker collects the through ball, gives it to Steele. Wants to outrun Jerisilo, but Mickey able to stay with him. There's Myers for John Barry Newsom, the native of Devonshire, Bermuda. Trying to turn. Santiago not letting him. Now a loose ball to the boards. Ruiz will battle Newsom for it. Ruiz wins the ball. Newsom still on him. Look at this spirited battle here in the neutral zone. Tom Myers wins it. Myers a three-pointer blocked by Santiago. In front, loose ball. Santiago clears it away as Santiago is having himself a good shift here on the defensive side of the ball.
It was excellent defense by Orlando. They covered up a lot of mistakes right there, but they made up for them, and it only counts on scoreboard.
Santiago now offensively with 6:38 to go. And Orlando trying to win their second straight after losing their first 16 games. Rodriguez for Boney, great ball. Boney wants to pull the trigger, does, and he's just wide to the near side. Valle hustling over, wins it in front of Kopp. Tried to set it in, Kopp deflected it. Donatelli coming in, now Sedgwick and Valle both there. Sedgwick wins it for the moment. Donatelli not letting him out. Cross there for Cerrone. Brought it down nicely. Now Valle has got Cerrone running. They'll go to Boney first. Sedgwick. And whoa, finding it behind him as Nick Ovaker hit the post and he smothered it. That's a dangerous ball for a keeper.
Wow, that's a great save, though. Great save.
Susi back for Steele. Nifty knockaway by Ducker. And this Orlando team tonight, Doc, has really played good defense in the second half.
A little sloppy at times. It's a little scary. But I think you mentioned the enthusiasm of the crowd. I think they're responding to the hustle of the defense on this team. And the occasional goal. And, of course, the scoreboard doesn't hurt right now. But there's plenty of time left. 5 minutes means nothing in this game.
Look at Sedgwick. But now Steele with an opportunity. 3-on-2 Philadelphia. Steele a shot. Save Nagy. Marbles couldn't get much on it. So now we've got a card. So it'll be a 2-minute penalty against Orlando where they waited until Philadelphia lost possession. And it's going to be on Bill Sedgwick, I believe.
Looks
and we'll
like
see what the infraction was. 5:06 to go. It's 8-4 Orlando, but Philadelphia will get a power play in just a moment. We have an official timeout on the field.
That hurts. That hurts a lot because that the guy right there. He's got all the spirit. He's got all the hustle. Here's your replay, and see if we can see what happened.
Well, it must have happened off the ball. So it wasn't there. Sedgwick was off to the far side.
All right, Sharks fans, you know the words.
So we'll see
interesting
what that was. We know for a fact Sedgwick's out for 2 minutes, and we'll take our final break of the fourth quarter. Orlando 8, Philadelphia 4, but the Kicks will be on the power play when we come back. Make sure you stay tuned. It's the MISL Game of the Week here on Fox Soccer Channel. Sedgwick has just given Orlando an 8-4 lead. The fans are happy. They're hugging in Orlando. Back after this for the final moments.
Fox Soccer Channel is America's premier destination for the beautiful game. Home to the biggest tournaments.
From you.
Home of the world's most popular leagues.
Towards me.
Home to the greatest stars. Fox Soccer Channel is your world, your life, your game.
You're watching Fox Soccer Channel Primetime, brought to you by Jose Cuervo Tradicional. 100% agave. Jose Cuervo invites you to enjoy tonight's primetime lineup on FSC.
I'm Vivian Campbell from Def Leppard, and you are watching the beautiful game right here on Fox Soccer Channel.
Here on Fox Soccer Channel, don't forget about the Fox Football Tune-In. That's Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, live here on Fox Soccer Channel. Coming soon here to the channel as we give you some great soccer coverage from all over the world. Football and the rest of the world, of course. We call it soccer here.
I'll tell you what they do here is they open up the Irish pubs at 7 a.m. and it's Fox Soccer Channel. I got a buddy of mine, and they sit there and they serve up potato meat pie, and they watch soccer all day long on this channel.
Power play for Philadelphia for the next 2 minutes. Pat Morris will run the point. He has Steele and Newsom on the wings. D'Ambra, the target, Susi deep. Orlando ahead by 4, but Philadelphia trying to score in the power play. Steele sent that one that would have been on target. Pernia made the block. D'Ambra in front. Block. Steele keeps it alive. Knocked away for a moment by Jorge Valle. Now Morris, a minute and a half to go in the Philadelphia man advantage. 4:38 in the contest. Steele for a 3. Now Rodriguez able to get it to Pernia. Sends it away. Morris knocks it to John Barry Newsom. Now Morris. There's Steele. Newsom. Whoa, off the head of an Orlando defender there, and falling back is J.P. Rodriguez. Saying, wait a minute, where am I and what day is this? No, I'm okay, I'm okay. Look at him down there. I'm all right.
No, he's one of those guys, you're just about to have a broken bone to have him come out of a game. And right now, next to Bonnie, who's not out there, he's resting. He's the most important guy because next to Sedge, he's got the highest amount of energy on the team.
Just over a minute to go in the KiXX man advantage. 4:12 left in regulation. You've got to feel that Philadelphia has to score here to get back into it.
Oh, this would be huge.
Newsom blocked again. Pernia makes the stop. Philadelphia hasn't scored since 9:34 of the second quarter.
This would be a huge stop for Orlando.
Front again, a partial block. Susi. Let's it go to D'Ambra. Less than a minute to go in the KiXX man advantage. Pat Morris sends in the long one. That's blocked by Rodriguez. Steele a three-pointer. Save by Paul Nagy. He's had a good game tonight between the pipes for the Sharks.
And I like what he's doing right here. He's taking his time, walking up slowly to the line, and he's killing more of the clock. Now you've got your big guy. Now he's back in the game, and you've got him down there. Kill that time, keep that ball in the quarter, put a little pressure on, and get that minute over with, which is now down to about 30 seconds.
Jonathan Steele comes ahead quickly. Less than 30 to go in the power play for Philadelphia. Newsom for Morris. Patty wanting to tee up that 3. You can see him. There it goes. That's a little high. Steele for Morris. Santiago, the tackle clear.
That's how you play defense right there.
Seconds to go in the power play. Sedgwick ready to come out. Here he comes. It's over. But Steele with an opening for Philly. Newsom just high. Now 2:57 to go in the match. And Philadelphia will begin to think about the 6th attacker. In fact, they'll probably go to it here as Nick Hovaker calls timeout with 2:52 to go. And Philadelphia more than likely will go to their 6th attacker, who normally is Pat Morris. And the KiXX down by 4 here tonight in Orlando.
And that's the reason
Gonna
why
have to get some scoring quick.
He kicked that ball back there, and a lot of fans might go, well, why would he do that? They were putting great pressure on. Well, you know, you got guys, first of all, your line was winded. They wanted to make the change. They didn't want to make it on the fly. You've got the timeout. And the fact is, Orlando's got the momentum. So he kicks the ball. They need a chance to catch some breath. That's why they did that. If it's my team, it's frustrating, but I don't want my guys dropping on the field.
Aaron Susi puts on the 6th attacker jersey for Philadelphia. We saw him in goal earlier when Hovaker had to go off with a 5-minute minor. He allowed 1 goal but made 3 saves for Philadelphia. He's a pretty good keeper now. He's going to be playing forward, so it's going to be hard for him to get back and make many saves, but that's not why he's in there now. He's in there for offense.
Well, this is the time you're going to do it. Some people might think it's a little early, but it's not too early to do this.
No, not with a 2-goal deficit.
No, not at all. But they've got to do it, and Orlando's goal has got to be, as they cheer this crowd on, and they see it, they're having a great time. I'm not even sure they can hear us, and maybe they don't want to. Who knows? That's fine. But the key, and it's just like a regular ice hockey that nobody watches anymore, but still.
Well, you're right by the ratings. They're not very good.
You know, I grew up in South Jersey, and you know, life was about the Flyers. And by the way, for those of you
shots on goal, by the way, 34 to 16.
And for those of you who don't live in Orlando, all the women here look just like that.
Especially all the ones that are around you. Got your own groupies.
That's only because I work here.
So Philadelphia with Aaron Soucy on his sixth attacker will come ahead. Donatelli to steal. Donatelli a three-pointer on target. Right through the legs of Rodriguez. But Nagy is there to make the save.
Now you're coming down to 2 minutes.
I think some of the fans found our crowd mics and they're screaming right into them. 2:20 left.
You can't put much past a 10-year-old.
I think she's more like 30.
That's very possible here.
Here's Donatelli.
Now, if you're the Sharks, your goal is one thing: not to be sloppy, to play good defense, but get that ball back and kick that ball down the field right now.
Ducker a bicycle clear, that's out, and from his own end, says Ron Corey. So a restart for Philly will happen at the top of the arc. Philadelphia dangerous on these. They're down by 2 goals. It appears Aaron Soucy will trigger, and he has the extra option as he's the 6th attacker. So 5 players will be available for Soucy here. Couple players open. Who will he choose? Newsom. Too high with the shot. Steele wins it. Now Soucy. They'll send it in deep, just wide. Oh, didn't miss by much. Cleared away by Rodriguez. 1:40 to go in the ball game. 8-4 Orlando. They look for their 2nd straight win in franchise history. Battle at midfield, that was do or die, and Soucy won it.
And that was a great play by Soucy. That's a game saver, despite what you say now about only being a minute there.
And Newsom a goal with 1:22 to go. It's 8-6.
That's why the Soucy play was so important, because that would have won the game for the Sharks. Now you're down to a 1-goal game. My question to you is then, strategy-wise, do you put your goalie back in?
I think with 1:22, you got to leave him out. That goal coming at the 13:38 mark. John Barry Newsom snaps the Philadelphia scoreless string since the 2nd quarter. Outstanding header there. Nagy did all he could to get over, but John Barry Newsom finishes, and Philadelphia's within 2. 1:22 left. Philadelphia indeed stays with their 6th attacker. And Doc, with Aaron Soucy in there, he's a little bit better than your typical field player between the pipes, so you might be able to get away with it. Now Steele just missed the tying goal there.
See, the problem here with your Sharks defense, they got too many white shirts sitting around that goalie.
Steele wins the ball with 1 minute to go. Soucy says, give it to me. He'll play back a little further with this being a 1-goal game. Well, Morris lost it for a moment. Newsom wins it, but gave it to Rodriguez. An open look at it, but he bended wide.
Oh, boy. He's going to see that in his sleep later on.
Final seconds of regulation. Philadelphia trying to avoid being the 2nd straight victim to the Orlando Sharks. Newsom in front. Morris was lurking, but Nagy scoops it up. 30 seconds to go.
Now the idea here, well, he could have taken a couple of more seconds there.
Boney. You don't want to be Aaron Soucy here. Score! The dagger by Vasquez. Orlando will win their 2nd straight here tonight, 10-6. With 19 seconds to go, Vasquez from Boney.
That was a beautiful play. If Boney's not going to shoot, then Boney's going to become one of the best assist men in the league. He found his guy on the wing wide open, and they did something that they had done the first 14 games of the year, or even 16 for that matter, is aggressively shoot on goal and watch those penalties. Now it's 10-6, and you've got 16 seconds left. That's miracle time right there.
That's the insurance goal that makes all the difference. Now Philadelphia with seconds left. Can't get it in, cleared away. Soucy will get it, but that's it. The Orlando Sharks, after losing their first 16, have won 2 straight to the delight of the Sharks faithful here tonight at Amway Arena. And this club lost their first 16. Really no legitimate shot at the playoffs. They're celebrating and just happy to win some ball games and saying, yeah, we are a team in this league.
Well, I got news for you. You lose 16 in a row, and you're going to be happy. And like I said, if this team wins 5, and I've talked to the coaching staff about that, 5 or 6, they'd like to win them all naturally. But, we're better than halfway through the season. They would consider it a success. They want their players to have momentum. They want their fans to feel good when they come here. From a crowd of 25 to this, I'd say they're doing a really good job. You got some empty seats over there this time next year. You're going to see a lot of people in those seats. And you know what? Of course there's no realistic shot at the playoffs. The idea is everybody loved the loser. And people embraced these guys, and they went out into the community, and they acted like humans. And you could see them at a local fast food chain, and they would sign your autographs. So these are regular guys. It's great for the city, and the enthusiasm. And can I say it's an honor to be on Fox Sports Channel. When I was asked to do this, I almost fell over, because I'm like, I'm not that good. I'm going to say something, and that poor guy's going to get yelled at. Well, at least I did that. I did that twice. Now we got some folks to interview.
Yeah, Bill Sedgwick is down on the field. Billy, a big goal to make it 8-4. That stands to be the game winner. Tell me about that volley shot you had inside the near post.
Oh, I don't even know what part of the foot I hit it with. When a ball's played from the far post, you're just supposed to get back post, and I barely got a foot on it, and right place at the right time. And my goals are never pretty, but they were as important tonight. So
hey, you know what? Come on, girls don't have to be pretty. They just have to be important.
We played great defense tonight. Our team collectively, I mean, we've had some troubles throughout the year, but our goalie's playing with a lot of confidence. That helps a lot with Paul playing much better, and our defense learning to be cohesive together.
Well, you guys are the spark plug. You and JP are the spark plugs, and it sure helps to have Boney. Congratulations, man. You guys earned a great victory tonight.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
All right. Congratulations, Bill. Bill Sedgwick with a goal tonight. Some great defensive work as well. And the Orlando Sharks pick up their second win by a final of 10-6 tonight over Philadelphia in the MISL Game of the Week. And these fans sticking around. It is really amazing to see a team lose 16 straight, but still the fans that come to these games, they are into them and they love their Sharks.
Well, watch, look. Now the rest of the MISL, you could really learn from this. Watch. These guys are going to slap fives with all the customers. And you got your shots, 35-19, like you mentioned. And the fouls, although Orlando caught up at the end, they only were down by 3. They were even in saves, even in blocks. What it was is that Orlando put the pressure on.
They sure did. Jake Dancy, the head coach for Orlando, joins us now. Jake, you lost 16 in a row. You win 2 straight. What's the big difference on the ball club?
It's just our energy. We know we have to bring a lot of energy every night. We got a young team. We just got to keep fighting against these experienced teams. And we've put together some good games. We've been unfortunate in our record. But lately we've been playing extremely well, so we're happy with it.
Hey, Jake, this is Doc, and while you were yelling at your players, I told the entire country exactly what you were saying, so you might get some emails on that.
That's all right. I know you're good for some good one-liners.
Hey, congratulations. 2 in a row, my friend.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, Jake, thanks for the interview here tonight. Congrats on your second win as the Orlando Sharks improved to 2-16 on the season with a 10-6 victory here tonight on 70s Disco Dance Night.
It was something.
At Amway Arena. That's why the cheerleaders are wearing those really, really interesting outfits, to say the least. We're done for the MISL Game of the Week here on Fox Soccer Channel tonight. We'll be back with you Friday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. For my partner, Doc Holliday. Doc, pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Also for Mike Santamon, our director-producer, who did a fine job tonight, and our great crew in Orlando, who always cuts a great show together and takes some great camera shots. I'm Al Pulowski. Thanks for joining me here tonight. We'll be back with you next week for more indoor soccer here on Fox Soccer Channel. Your home for the MISL Game of the Week on Friday nights. The Orlando Sharks, after losing their first 16, have won 2 in a row. They're on a win streak. It's a small one, but they'll take it. As we watch the final highlights here tonight, Damian Pottinger got it going for the Orlando Sharks. Philadelphia trying to get back in it. They were, but boy, Nagy with some great saves. Bill Sedgwick with some great defensive work. And the Orlando Sharks pick up the win, even though Tom Myers had a nice goal there for Philadelphia. This game brought to you by Fox Soccer Channel in conjunction with the Major Indoor Soccer League. Until next time, have a good one.